Hello everybody, my name is Marky Player. There are construction workers near my house. Today we have the last Heroscape video. I hope everyone is also excited. Because I am excited. I am excited to finally finish this. If you can see in the corner, this time I decided to not put like a main video. I just put on a random video I found of someone playing Heroscape because I think that's cool. Like I really like the boards and shit that people build. This is something that I noticed just by going through like the Reddit. I was like, oh, I didn't know they had to like build boards and shit. That's fun. So yeah, today is the last one. We go from S to C, and we are going to survive and figure out the sexualities of everyone. I do have a little bit of a concern that I haven't considered, which is that I think maybe some sexualities are going to contradict each other. Like there is a genuine, since characters are connected to one another, there is a genuine possibility that I have like looked at the character, said, "Oh, this one is a lesbian," and then like in the future I find out that I don't know. Like in the future, I find out that they are in a relationship with a man or something, and then I'm like, if I don't realize that, then it's just going to be like, you know, um, like, for example, with the SOM family, I realized and I made it part of the lore, but a few characters, I probably didn't realize, and that is going to be something that is going to sadly have to be fixed in post, like because I don't want to watch the entirety of the videos I have recorded until I have to edit them together. But yeah, if I have done like something that is contradictory and you have noticed it, feel free to comment on it. Oh yeah, Fenerion, si estás viendo esto, chinga tu puta madre. Anyway, let's continue. Samuel Brown. Samuel. Ooh. I'm going to close the window. I had it open because I like the wind that is coming from outside, but the construction workers are not helping the recording. There we go. Okay, Samuel Brown. I think that's just a regular human. I turn to speak to a fellow soldier on my right, thinking the rebels have dispersed. I look over just in time to see a musket ball rip through the soldier's chest. The shot comes as a sudden shock. Stunned, I turn, searching for its origin. I catch a glimpse of a man in a brown coat, and then the butt of his musket crashes across my vision and sends me into darkness. Summer Brown was a planned but never released Gen Con exclusive figure for Gen Con 2010. He is a repainted Fort Massachusetts line sculpt. Like all the Gen Con exclusive figures, he did not receive a lore bio. God damn it. Stop making. We started off really bad right now. Stop making characters. No lore. On Earth, Samuel Brown was responsible for the deaths of several men in the 10th Regiment Foot. He will be raised home to Valhalla. Although Wizards of the Coast would bringing an end to Heroscape brand in 2010, they chose not to produce or release Gen Con exclusive that year, and so Samuel Brown was scrapped. Samuel Brown was welcomed by fans as a poignant close to the original Heroscape run, particularly with the set name Forever Valiant. Ah, dang it. So he sounded cool. Samuel Brown official? Yes. Okay, not much, but I think, simply because some effort went to him, I think he deserves a little bit of love. I think he deserves a little bit of love. I'm going to say Samuel Brown is. The thing with these characters is I can do very much anything. I can do anything. um. I'm thinking. Like, oh god damn it, the phone is ringing. Okay, I'm going to decide based on the phone call. We are back, everybody. I don't know why, but it came to me in a dream that Samuel Brown is non binary and attracted to men. I am not sure why. Like, a lot of these are just like visions from my head. When there isn't any lore, I have to just come up with visions in my head. Okay, Seijin the Carry Warrior. She was the one that brought to my attention the idea that, oh, I didn't play the gameplay. The idea that she, like, that I may be forgetting stuff because I remember with her, she is friends with this one giant guy. I forgot the name of the giant guy. What was the name of the giant guy? I think it was Jotun. Let me remember correctly. Yeah, this one. Like this giant guy, and I said they were like in a B for B relationship. I'm going with that. I'm going to go with that. But I am going to read her lore, and if something happens, like something changes, like the way I look at the relationships, well, then we are going to figure it out. Okay, Seirin the Kairi Warrior. She is a Kairi. Ura recognized the fearless nature of Seirin, and he rewarded her with one of his most prized possessions, the Spear of Summoning. With this spear in her hands, Seirin may try to summon any ally on the battlefield to her side. This weapon makes Seirin a very dangerous opponent indeed. When combined with the Kairi's natural ability to fly, many of Utgar's minions have found themselves outflanked with more than one enemy in their midst, and nowhere to run. With this spear, she can also summon a huge dragon! Okay, so she is like the most terrifying opponent you can ever have because, like, what the fuck do you do in that situation? Like, she can just call allies. If this was like a teleportation thing and she can fly, it would be really funny to like teleport an enemy to the sky that can't fly to the sky with you. Like, and just drop them to the floor, and they splat and die forever. Okay. Story. Sally was a commander for Urar's Viper army during the rise of the Valkyrie and was present at the Great Castle of Ular when Tormund, Kelda, Konkan, and Tyrion journeyed there to invite Ular to join the alliance against Utgar. Ular agreed and decided to deploy Seirin and her forces to Nostralon to support Yandar's cause. She was part of a surprise movement during the Battle of Stechevan, and after Trogrim and Finn, the Viking champions, drew out Utgar's forces from their camp, she summoned Jotun, her husband, so far, with her spear to turn the tide of the battle. Her horde of vipers, as well as Yandar's temple cavalry, completed the charge, surprising the minions of Utgar and Groot orcs that formed the body of the army. Raiders should fight side by side against some orcs with Atraga, Siamara, Mirki, and the elites of Ular, including one named Sierra. Sierra would reflect on how strange it was that these disparate tribes from which they were descended had been united by Ular. Okay. Serene is named after the game designer Jinsei W, wife of Heroscape designer Rob W. Her spirit tournament might have been made by okay. Are there any characters that are based on Rob W? Let me think. Let me see. Because if not, sorry, Rob, I'm shipping your wife with a random giant. I hope that's okay by you. I hope that's okay with you. Okay, hold on. Let me look up just like the name and see. No search results, really? No results, no like information where the name shows up. Heroscape comic, Earth. Serving, Heroscape, Saving the Carry Warrior. This is the one we're looking at. No, he hasn't made any characters that are inspired by him. So sorry, guy, you have been assigned giant. You have been assigned giant by me specifically, and yeah, that's you and your wife now. Sorry to say. They are a beautiful buy for buy relationship. Okay, Scarlet. Ooh, a G.I. Joe one. Neat. I love the G.I. Joe ones. I don't know why. Look at her. She's fun. Shanna M. O'Hara was a martial artist long before she had the codename Scarlet. She was a precocious child and began training both physically and mentally at an early age. She earned a black belt at the age of 15 and has excelled at every academic institution she has attended. For her specialty is intelligence and covert operations, Scarlet is also a dangerous opponent in the battlefield. She prefers her XQ-1 crossbow, but even in hand-to-hand combat, she is lethal to the bone. Ooh, cool as fuck woman. Okay, cool as fuck woman. Ooh, bit of a long history, I see. Has not any frequently asked questions, no additional info. Can I use edit this page and add misinformation? Me adding misinformation, like additional info. She has been confirmed lesbian by the one guy who has ADHD, who has an attention deficit disorder. Okay, no. I respect the work that goes into this wiki. I don't want to mess with it. On Earth, Shanna M. O'Hara was a Blackbeard martial artist with a specialty in covert operations who would eventually side with G.I. Joe under the moniker of Scarlet. She carries an XQ-1 crossbow. And then they all died due to the Doctor Mindbender. Upon arriving in Valhalla, Cobra and G.I. Joe quickly came to blows again, with Cobra's experiment with the land of Valhalla's glyph magic nearly leading to disaster. Shortly after this, Dr. Mindbender was successful in temporarily bringing Duke and Snake Eyes under Cobra's control with a combination of Valhalla's magic and his mind warping science. With Destro and Storm Shadow allied with the remaining Joes in process of his methods. During their clash, Duke and Snake Eyes were freed, driving Cobra away to scheme another day. After this, Duke, Roadblock, Scarlet, Snake Eyes, Lady J, and Jinx, Kamakura, and Gandalf the Great and Gandalf the White were approached by Sergeant Drake Alexander and Rilin, who welcomed them to Valhalla. Okay. So, general G.I. Joe stuff we have already seen. I think. I think. I'm thinking. She's really cool. I feel like pansexual simply because if she's part of like again, seducing the enemy is always a pro. It is being able to seduce any type of enemy, no matter the gender, is always a pro. So if she specializes in like covert operations and intelligence, I feel like that requires a bit of spying, right? And that would probably require, I don't know, like stuff like that where relationship John, where relationships are necessary. So yeah, I think yeah, like pansexual Scarlet. Scabarit, Lord of Ruin. Have we looked at this one before? I feel like we have. No, we haven't. Who the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? What is that? Oh, this is one of these ones. This is the one from the race of metallic people who are all fucking insane. I remember now. Yeah, I remember now. Yeah. Yeah, like these people are fucking insane. Anyway, in the days after the shattering, embers were all that remained, and yet in embers there is still precious heat. Veins of crystallized my sleeping clung to fragments of the planet's mantle, and so the blessed extraction continued. Scabbard was obtained Lord of the Remnants, for out of all the Iron League's legions, who else had so faithfully enforced Viseroth's decrees? Survivors who venture into the debris field in search for Cyaline crystals has scarcely minutes to act before Scabarit arrived. Sharp metal legs searching across the drifting stone. His dual skater guns spat brimstone. The sensors that had replaced his eyes registering each impact of bursting blood and metal with glee. His stark what remained of the trespasser on metal spines, until the asteroids bristled with green markers of Discover its territory. Damn. The silent followed again, and with it countless weird riders were sustained while they searched the remnants of untapped deposits. With it the sacred hair forges were fed, and the terror and the behemoth and the blood pierced leaped into the stairs in search of new worlds to harvest. With it the iron leak kept his laboratory alive and search for the missing equation, the one to refuel exponential Eisenhower expansion for all eternity. But embers, at last, go out. When the last known Cyaline seam ran dry, the unfaithful demanded their dues from the stockpile. Scavery decorated its door with their metal skulls, dedicated all that remained to Viserod's laboratory, and sealed himself inside. Viserod will find the answer. The continuation, the new life. Their master had not guided their transcendent rise only to falter now. Wait, they then pronouns? Scabbard waited until the screams outside gave way to silence, and the silence to hunger, and the hunger to darkness. When Scabbard awoke, it was to Iron League Viseroth alive and well, to a world bursting with life and precious resources. Was Iron League Viseroth? Oh, oh, it's him. Oh, it's the terrifying one. Oh, it's the scary one. To a world bursting with life and precious resources, to a nightmare of ethnic warriors torn from death's clutches and renewed. The fire of ethnic industry blazes again to life on Valhalla, and the Valkyrie Revenant, the Iron League alike have only one commandment for Scapurit: begin your work anew. Wow. Hi, Scapurit. Yeah, he is the least insane one so far, which doesn't say a lot because it's like Sakori decorated his door with their metal scores. Like, but he is the least insane one so far, which is kind of crazy. So it's Sakori really was about the figures originally designed. Okay, this is made about it. No, let's read his story. Let me just go. But damn, I love this species of robot things, confusing robot things. I like them. Uh, Scabbard was one of the most loyal lieutenants of Iron Viseroth on Nox Dormas. The Eastern Cage guard against non Eastern Drive. Actually, I forgot to mention this. This game is for children, right? Because if it is, that's kind of fucking crazy considering like a lot of the stuff that happens in it. Like that's kind of insane to me. After shattering of the planet, Scabbard was appointed to oversee the collection of Cyberlime from the remains. Scabbard would personally enforce the territories claimed by Iron Lake Viseroth, and use the bodies of intruders, sometimes Eisenegg had become disenfranchised, as green markers of the territory. However, eventually the remaining traces of Eisenegg and Viseroth still had not uncovered the equation that would make infinity expansion impossible. Eventually, the reserves grew low, and Scabbard directed the remaining Cyberline to Iron Lake's Viseroth lab before sealing himself into a vault to wait for the League's work to be completed. On the brink of starvation, Scabbard was summoned by the Valkyrie Revenant to Valhalla, where he discovered that Iron Lake Viseroth had also been summoned and the instantly used tribe once again. Valhalla, Scabbard enjoyed a world of new targets to hunt and reveled in ruination. Awesome. Awesome. Bisexual king, it just came to my head. Look, look at. Oh. Oh, bisexual king. Oh, bisexual centipede king. I love this one. I love this one. Oh, Scabbard. Why did I choose bisexual, you may ask? I actually don't know. I don't know. But like, it feels like to me. Like, it does really feel like. He probably has a little bit of a crush on Iron League, but Iron League it's a race as we have already established. Okay. Sergeant Drake Alexander, who is fucking hyped. I am fucking hyped. I'm so hyped about this. I'm so hyped about this. Sergeant Drake Alexander, we have finally gotten to you. Look at how many fucking S characters we have left. Okay. Sergeant Drake Alexander! Woo! Hi, Sergeant Drake Alexander. Sergeant Drake Alexander is one of Heroscape's most prominent characters. He is transgender, we have already established this, appearing in comics, cartoons, and appearing in as well as penning a portion of Tormund's journals. Someone interested of our career of a gender. Also, his close friend Raging the Kyrie Warrior. A three-figure Sergeant Drake has been confirmed for at least the Age of Annihilation era. And in human rating, the unique privilege of having three figures in Heroscape. You can only control one figure, though. Yeah. Oh my god. There is so much lore for him. I'm so hyped. Let's read all of it. Let's read all of it. Wait, are they in order? I think they are. Read them in order. Though he is incredibly agile and strong in hand-to-hand combat, Sergeant Alexander was injured and weaponless after being whisked away to Valhalla by Yander. Killed by Tekari Kelda, he was then given two powerful weapons by Yander, the Katana of Thorian and Bleakwow's grapple gun. He learned to use them quickly, for Yander's forces were already under attack. The Katana, an ancient sword that channels the powers of a great warrior Thorian, obscures Alexander's image from afar, making him almost impossible to strike. With his magical sword, his laser-guided grapple gun, and his theory will to recover Sage's evil, to conquer evil. See that Alexander has become one of Yander's best soldiers. Yay! You know, he has stealth. This adds to the transgender man headcanon. This is part of the transgender man headcanon. Sergeant Drake Alexander again. Drake Alexander is often commanded as one of Yandar's most skilled and deadliest warriors. Sergeant Alexander was a soldier in World War II. On World War II? On Valhalla, his command of Yandar's northern army and his fearless heroics in battle have become legendary. Now, Drake Alexander has a new mission. He leads a special squad of heroes through the Vorkaren wasteland and into the deadly uncharted swamp. With a new grappling gun attached to his arm, a gift from Setacron, Drake Alexander moves through all the levels of the Tikkara jungle like a shadow. Like a shadow. The jungle holds a dangerous mystery, and if anyone can bring back information on whatever that danger may be, it's the Sergeant and his team of heroes. Awesome. Awesome. Look at him. He's from World War II, so he might be one of the few Heroscape characters who have killed a Nazi in their lifetime. And I think that's beautiful. So Drake Alexander, Age of Annihilation. Drake Alexander has always been a man of principle. On Earth, he fought to defend the rights and liberties of his fellow humans from the encouraging right. You can say Hitler, it's okay. During a fateful battle, moments before his certain death, the Valkyrie Yandar intervened. Drake's noble heart now beats in the strange and distant lands of Valhalla. Oh my god, the phone is ringing again. Come on. We are back, everybody. You may notice that there is a little guy above me. This is because I went to answer the phone call to learn my mom was already home. And she told me, oh yeah, outside I found like those little caterpillars you like. Do you want one? And I was like, yes. So now I've got the little guy and he is in my desk right now. I think he's going to morph soon. I think he's going to morph. Yeah, I think he's going to turn into a cocoon soon, but I'm not fully sure. For now, like he was very distraught. I feel like he hasn't like eaten in a while. If he still needs to eat even, but he is with us now. He's going to be okay, and he's currently just there. I do think he's going to morph soon. Like, but anyway, Sergeant Drake Alexander. Sorry, I forgot. Okay, we had decided that yeah, he fought Hitler during a fateful battle. He was taken to Valhalla. Yanar promised Drake that if he fought against the Vaidotgar, he would one day be returned to his homeland. As had so many before him, Drake agreed. And though time and Tanya's brothers have since passed, Drake is no closer to seeing Yandar's promise fulfilled. Through it all, one of his closest friends remains Kyrie Radin. She may appear now to have joined the enemy, but Drake knows better, and he remains at the ready to aid her however he can. Oh, Drake Alexander, you are so awesome. Sergeant Drake Alexander, you have come just in time. You have come. Where is? Oh, there he is. Frequently asked questions, has no reflection. Drake and Sean. I love that image. Drake goes airborne. Sean Drake, Regine, and Major Q10 together in the Heroscape mini movie. Sean Drake start from Storm of Tomorrow. Oh yeah, I forgot to put in the gameplay. Sorry. Yeah, lots of lore, lots of lore that I think we have already seen for the most part. Sean info. He's one of Van Ness' favorite figures, since he is named after Ness' son Drake. And the son of Rob debuts as son Alex. Aww. Aww. Silent Drake is exactly 6 feet tall. Hold on, I don't know what that means. Oh, he's tall, okay. And at the scale of classic era Heroscape minis was based around his height. At one point, we talked about sending Drake back home to Earth to make way for a new group of heroes, the sidecrack Van Ness once said. As of the age of annihilation, Sergeant Drake is still trapped in Valhalla. Someone get him. He is going to come back and he is going to go to New York and he's going to be like, where the fuck are the towers? He's played in the Heroes mini movie by Matt Barnes. In the mini movie, both Raiden and Major Q10 are there at the moment that he's summoned into Valhalla. This will conflict with the lore. Yeah. Drake is the second author of In Tormund's Juniors, with a number of his diary entries having been added to Tormund's accounts. Sergeant Drake of Age of Annihilation miniature is intended as a pre-order bonus with the orders of Battle for the Wellspring. Okay. The fun facts section in Heroscape would give much more info about his use of the katana of Torian. Okay, fun facts. Sergeant Drake Alexander first appeared in the 2004 master set Rise of Valkyrie. Sergeant Drake Alexander was named after two of the designer's sons. And lots of information about the katana. Hold on, let me open it. The katana that Sergeant Drake Alexander wields was originally used by Yandar himself in the battle for the Weirshire Tombs. Weirshire Tombs is a sacred dive in Nostalund where a lot of great warriors from Nostalund are buried. Against a lot, he was able to hold off many advancing battalions of Kyrie warriors using only the katana of Torian. Once reinforcements arrived, the battle was won. Yandar kept the katana at his side until the day that Senior Drake Alexander was called to Valhalla. Drake now wields the katana, a symbol of both honor and power in the Valhallan lore. Awesome! Awesome, okay. So, he's one of the main ones. Just from like the stuff in here, he is one of the main ones. I still go by the he is transgender headcanon. He's a transgender man. Sexuality, I'm not sure. I saw some people shipped him with you did not just forget her name. I did not just forget her name. I did not just forget her name. Do, 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 do. Yeah, Raiding. I saw a few people shipped in with Raiding. I forgot what sexuality I give Raiding. I think I made her ROAs. I think they're in a queer platonic relationship, like some form of queer platonic stuff, but not really in like a full-on romantic relationship. That's my headcanon. So he is bisexual. Okay, now let's read. Let's learn to read. History: Last of Valkyrie. 2 weeks after his arrival in France of 1945. Sergeant Drake was caught in a trench in World War II when a falling mortar caught him by surprise. Moments before his death, he was summoned by Yandor to Valhalla. Yandor informed him that he was assembling a team from across time and space to prevent their war from being torn apart by the conflict for the Well Springs. Drake worried that he was dead, but agreed to Yandor's request for aid, declaring that taking down bad guys is something he can help with. Kelda then helped him recover from his war injuries, and he was given Brickwood's grapple gun and the katana of Thorian. Yeah. A short time later, he beheaded a Deathwalker 9000, using his katana of Thorian, and was rescued by Kraling before Agent Carr was able to cause a stone pillar to collapse on him. He would later used a laser cannon to tackle another Deathwalker 9000, and was joined by several others from Yandar's army. At some point near this time, he was appointed to the lead of Yandar's northern army, and his fierce heroics in battle became legendary. At some point, he will visit the Knights of Weston, whose camp filled him with a certain awe and reverence, and inspect the new banner prepared by Sir Gilbert. Sorry, which banner? What kind of banner? Because if it's the one that we have already seen before. No, another banner. Fun. Yandor is noble. Utgar, on the other hand, is evil. Evil and fucked up. Utgar seeks power and wealth, like so many generals from Earth. At what point do we, intelligent beings, actually learn from history? Damn, he's fun. At that point, Sir Drake was on a vision. Harry was amused of his blade until Sir Drake tried to explain to him that it's the warrior, not the weapon, that matters. Drake stated that he sees Yandar as a friend, fights his battle in Valhalla because he feels it's the right thing to do. A clumsy heart drops his katana of Thorian when the group is ambushed by Edgar's forces. Drake is kidnapped by Mimbrink. Hold on. Drake dialogue moment. My name's Drake Alexander, Sergeant, U.S. Army. I was born a soldier, just like my great grandfather, and my grandfather, and my dad. We have always been on the front lines defending our country. I signed on to put a stop to the Nazis. You can't let monsters like that walk the earth. I never did get to see how long the 1,000-year Reich lasted. I'd been in France 2 weeks before General de Barker drafted me into the war for Valhalla. Funny as fuck that he doesn't know that Hitler is dead. Can someone like tell him? Can someone tell him? Like the GI Joe people arrive and he's like, "Quick, what happened to Hitler? Is he still alive? Do we have to kill him?" Also, rescuing Drake. Harry is shot by Deathwalker 9000. No. This one taken from top surgery. Drake will defeated. Hold on, I'm being called. I'm back now. I accidentally left the gameplay running, but that's okay. Anyway, what should I have been reading? Yeah, this is stuff we have already somewhat read about. Like, I think it's because Raylin and him are like somewhat interconnected in their lore. The Beach of Battle, trust your instincts. Friend or foe, when someone's heart is revealed, you know what to do, said Yandar. Direct took this to mean, look at that person's chest and discover that they are wearing a man-shackle amulet. Wait, that's funny as well. The world is present on discounted mission to Sybaris. Welcome to the Resource Cabinet. He met with the historian Tormund. We're going to meet Tormund soon, probably. Melgaster, someone will be attacked by Tormund's weapon. Hold on. This has been the busy morning. So his mission wearing a Q10, he became engaged in a battle with Croc and some Marrow Stringers. After defeating Croc, he was confronted by Raiden for his reckless behavior, and the group exchanged some words about their Heroscape past. You don't want to know what I care about? Men, brothers, who I left in a mud hole half a world away from their homes. That's who I care about. And if we win this war, I get to go back and try to save them. Dude, does he know? He doesn't know. He doesn't know. Oh, poor guy. Telegraph is go inside and go from the membrane. Okay, awesome. Yes, he was sent to a mission in the jungle. Yeah, he's got to Marrow. During the battle, Drake thought of home and where he fought in Valhalla. Thoughts of home, of Earth. Thoughts of Mom and Pop sitting on the old porch swing, wondering if their boy will ever come back from the war. Thoughts of my brother, still frightened in the Pacific theater, and thoughts of my three sisters, trying their best to help take care of the farm where their brothers are half a world away, and more. Aww. Aww. Someone let him out. Sandra was no close to seeing Yanda's promises fulfilled and dismayed to lose his old friend Riley to the Window Kimoshi once again. Yeah. Susie and Drake, Sonia, Sherry, and Major Q11 had gathered nearby to camp for the night. Brilliant arrived at their camp. Yeah. Okay. We need him back home. We need him to go back to Earth, please. Someone like explain to him. Someone explain. Someone try to like explain to him, please. I like to think that he did some sort of like Mulan thing, where like he is a guy, but he like dressed up as a guy to go to war instead of his brother or something, and through that found out about his gender stuff. Like currently, I like to think that Valhalla has him officially transitioned, but there is probably like this fear of like when I go back, will they recognize me? Like it would be nice, it would be a sweet moment. Though I think his parents are probably dead by this point, but you know, still a nice moment. Sharwin Wildborn. Well, Wildborn. Wildborn. Ooh, Dungeons Dragons portion of the game. Fuck off. Immediate no. Shiori. I think Shiori was important. I remember seeing this name. Yeah, Shiori. We finally get to learn about Shiori. Ooh, cool as fuck. Shiori is a young woman ninja who became a central character in Swarm of Tomorrow, where she embarked on a journey with Sergeant Drake, Alexander, Raylin, Major Q10, and Sonia into the Tikale jungle to exterminate the Marrow Hive. Later, she would return in Age of Annihilation, having completed her training and supplemented it with shadow magic. Ooh. She is one of the 5 heroes on a scouting mission into the Uncharted Swamp, poured out of Earth before her training was complete. Shiori's combats poured out of Earth? Oh, yeah. I thought from the Earth. I thought she was like buried on the ground and was very confused. Shiori's combat skills are vastly different from the other 4 heroes. She's silent and she can move like the wind. While her two kunai daggers are potent weapons, she's also able to attack using shuriken missiles with deadly effect. Time and time again, she's thrown shurikens to help other allies in their own deadly struggles. No foe is too powerful, no battlefield prize too difficult to capture, when the mysterious ninja abilities of Shiori come to play. Oh, she's awesome! Shiori, Age of Annihilation. Ender is one of Valhalla's first Valkyr generals. He is known above all for his stoic enforcement of discipline. His army is more coordinated and built as swordworks, more royal than Yandar's Star Wars knights, more efficient than Akira's wizards. Shuri, by contrast, is none of these things. Einer summons brought her from her home in Earth feudal Japan when she was barely in her teens, and she has been belligerently cooperating outside of his maxims ever since. No a grown warrior, Shiori has spent her time in the mystical Valhalla honing her craft. She can blend style martial arts seamlessly with magic. Enan may not approve of Shiori's methods, but after her success in the Marrow Swamp, he knows his fate and hers are intertwined. And Shiori, though she could care less about Einar himself, will not fail to friends she does hold dear in this rising age of destruction. You could even say, age of annihilation. Wait, say that again. Anyway, Qualifications. She was very teenager. She was taken to Valhalla. After Tormund, Tormund reproved Gerda, watched Studi and spotted a thief stealing bread from their camp. Tormund got a hold of her and resisted several kicks as she tried to escape before coming down and talking to the group. I've been following you ever since you crossed that bridge. I know you didn't notice me. My skills was still are unmatched. I'm going to be the greatest ninja who ever lived. I believe you, Shuri. She announced that she was running away to fight for herself instead of Einar's cause, and Tormund invited her to join the group. Upon arriving back in next storm, she would be selected by Rayleigh to represent Einar in the expedition southward to Tikala to root out the source of the Marrow infestation. So basically, she was like, I don't work for Einar, I'm going to be the greatest warrior that ever lives. And everyone was like, cool, yeah, do you want to come with us to the evil fucked up swamp? And she was like, yeah. She was on a mission to the Jingle to investigate and extinguish the threat of the Marrow Hive. She was accompanied by Drake Alexander, Major Q10, Sonjen, and Rayleigh. We haven't gotten to Sonjen yet, I'm excited. They will have difficulty journeying through the Borg Raven fields, While Q10 and Shihori went to scout ahead, Siren Drake, Rayleigh, and Sonjen came across a murky portion of the swamp, yeah. Shiori had been captured by the Marrow, oh no! They had vowed to free Shiori, continuing to go through the adjustment then, yeah. She was immediately captured in the fucked up swamp. Well, that's okay. She was okay. They survived. Terry took her steam will be stabbed with just by drink. Sunday used his strength of magic to destroy the Major Hive. So they were basically, she was like, I'm going to be the greatest ninja that ever lived. And they were like, okay, bet. Come to this fucked up mission with us. The group was welcome into the city of the Moon Tribe, where they were given the chance to rest and clad in white and golden robes. Yay. And then she became actually good. When Soldier was exiled with the Parker who had been affected, she remained a close friend and put her espionage skills to use for his plans. Ooh, okay, we're going to know about Sonjan in a bit. You know what? I'm going to wait a bit of this. This is related to the pirates. Stay safe. Say hello to Major Q10 for me if you see him. And tell Drake to stop trying to get in touch with me. He's going to blow my cover one of these days. Drake is like, hey! Like, she is like trying to scout out a mission, and Drake is like, oh, hey! Hey, Shuri, we haven't seen you in a while. How are you doing? Drake is a treasure. We cannot agree that Drake is a treasure, right? Like, this entire gang of people are just absolute treasures. Also, Mayor Q10 is dead. I hope she knows of this. Long after she received another letter from Sunday, describing his disappointment at arriving at the Rebellion Lord, search for a cure, only to find it a ruined battlefield. She accompanied the crew of the Void Wind, including Captain Fia, Bonnie, Killian Bain III, and Dorim the Burkhead Brawler, on a mission from Lord. Who was Captain Fia Bonnie? I think I remember, but I don't remember. The Void Siren! I always forget her name. Sorry, it's because I know her by the Void Siren in my head. She's Fia Bonnie. Oh, the beautiful Butch. Killian Bain the third, I think, was the gay one, right? Yep, the excellent cat guy. Who was Dorin the Burkhead brother? I don't remember fully. Oh, dwarf. I remember now. Yeah. She got with the Void Wing, including Fia and Bonnie, on a mission from Lord through a frost-bitten forge into Nastrolon in an attempt to poison one of Yandar's wet springs. However, before Shiori was required to intervene to prevent this, an ambush to Utgar's followers led by Liu attacked the Kair warrior did the job instead. Some receive an order from Sundance. The next agreement, His studies were grim, and he has discovered the remains of Major Q10 on his journey. No! Yeah, I think Sonnen is the one who repaired Major Q10. Oh. Shishori has been united with Sonnen, Major Q11, just a full-ass different guy. The witness the beginning of, well, not fully different. The beginning of Renaissance saw in Utgar's forces in the foothills of Kyrian. During the conflict, they tailed Redin and Novi attacked to find that Blue had split away from the conflict. Apparently followed incapacitated Kimoshi with one of her own amulets and continued deeper into the Kirin Peaks. After sinking Drake, Sonren, Shiori, and Major Q11, Friends forever, friends forever. Had gathered nearby to camp for the night. Raelin arrived at their camp. Yeah, this is when they met with Raelin again. Responding helped to fend off the rest of the place guards outside. Rain and Lovia attack entered Utgar's throne room to clash with him. They attacked him to the back window of his throne room into free fall. Okay, yeah. Action info. Introduced Ristrowski for the Heroscape new movie. In that phase, her name was going to be Haruko. On August 19, 2022, as part of Asian Animation Variant Edition campaign, a teaser was posted in Avalon Hill Discord with the following concept art and tagline. To be on Mitsu is to become the sharp eyes and keen ears of the Shogun. To master the Akuma before her mysterious schemes of order bring chaos to the land. To be the master of Mitsu, the Empress Kyoba is to become the Akuma herself. Shuri would go on to be listed as a stretch goal figure in the crowdfunding itself, although the crowdfund ultimately failed its oh, Shuri's Age of Annihilation figure will be at Heroscape Age of Annihilation launch events in 2024. Either at Gen Con 2024 launch events held at your local game store. Your local game store! Should better be purchasable. I hope so. I love them. I love everyone here. I am getting so attached to these characters, I gotta be so honest. Look at her, she's awesome. Okay, Shurak. Dungeons and Dragons portion of the game. I I'm going to lose. Anyway, Siege. Please don't be part of the Dungeons. If we get a third one, I'm going to fucking wait. This is Silver Surfer. Oh, I'm laughing. I'm laughing outside, but I'm crying inside. Anyway, Sir Denric. Please don't be part of the Dungeons and Dragons portion. Oh, thank God. Sir Denric. Blonde man. That's scary. I'm scared of blonde people. Human. That's what I thought. Sir Henrik of Escon is founder and chapter master of the Honorable Knights of Weston, knighted by his king, sorry. He swore the righteous oath to protect the weak, to uphold honor of oneself and others, and to punish those who would seek to harm or destroy either. To help him in this just and noble pursuit, he recruited among the most valiant and loyal men. A warrior of great power of arms and mind, he was the mount of the river Lorry that he met defeat by the jealous lords of the land and a betrayed amongst his own ranks. Lost in his own petty desires of leading an angry jealousies of his chapter master, a once honorable knight named Sir Hawkthorne, we are going to meet him in a bit, opened the gates of their battle fortress and led a backstage host to lay slaughter to the noble knights. It was at this moment of utter betrayal and defeat that the Valkyrie General Yandar intervened and brought him to Valhalla. In Valhalla, Sindrak rebound to selflessly regain the Knights of Weston honor in the traitorous Black Knight that the traitorous Black Knight had dirted. Black Knight! I thought of Batman for like a second, sorry. In battle, Sir Denric will seriously seek out the largest and most fearsome opponents in the enemy force, defeating them with the skills gained from countless victories against those behemoths of Mador. Awesome! Cool night guy. Sir Denric's Nemesis, Sir Hawkton, will very released as a Gen Con exclusive. If I say Sir Denric and Sir Hawkthorne Toxic Yaoi, is that too predictable or yeah, I do believe in Toxic Yaoi though. I think this man is gay. There is all knights are gay. All knights are gay. This is my belief. How much do we have left? Fair bit, but we are halfway there. Sir Dupius. Dupuis. Sir Dupuis. Sir Dupuis. Oh, this man is the religious. Oh, this man is religious. Oh, el paladin. Ave Maria, gratia plena, Domicus tecum, benedicta tu mulieribus et beneflux. I don't know how to speak Latin, sorry. The prayer, spoken through a throat choked with sorrow, echoes of the walls and of the shelves and shelves of mildewed books and scrolls. The air is thick with the smell of dust and age. The room is alight with the glow of 100 candles, that inter slow flickering dance. Sancta Maria Mater Dei, ora probis nobis peccatoribus, I don't know what they say. The weeping man kneels, bare-chested, at the foot of a silver chalice, a holy relic. He recites his prayer of penance over and over, his voice shrinking to a hoarse, rasping whisper. His chest is marked with the long, crooked lines of a vicious scar, running from neck to abdomen and shoulder to shoulder, the form of a cross. Ave Maria, gratia plena. He is haunted by her memory, by the sins of his childhood. His life he gives over in service to the Holy Christ, a payment for his sin. It is not enough, not nearly enough, but it is all he has to give. Sancta Maria Mater Dei, standing, the warrior slips his arms through his undershirts and pours a suit of chainmail over his head. Over the mail, he dons a bright white tabard marked with a scarlet cross, the symbol of the Knights Templar. Carefully, it takes up the relic and exits the small room through its only entryway. He stands quitting for a moment, giving his eyes time to adjust to the bright sunlight, and then begins to wade through the vast pile of bodies strewn about the courtyard. The bodies are those of the warriors slain at his hands and the hands of his knights, warriors who stood between him and the chalice of fortitude, unworthy heathens. Here, Sir Dupius, you have the chalice. Dupius holds the chalice up, letting the sun glitter of its polished surface, and takes away as he mounts on his steed and rides off. His faithful knights follow after him. Holy shit! Wait, this is fire? Sir Dupius committed a sin in his youth for which he never forgave himself. As a Knight Templar, he acquired the Chalice of Fortitude, a holy relic. Eventually, he will be summoned alongside Templar to Valhalla by Yandor. There he will introduce himself to Sergeant Drake Alexander, a transgender person, at the ruins of Stechevan, a tactical bottleneck where Utgar was attempting to break through into Nostroland. He offered his services to Drake, and later will be part of a strategic operation wherein Finn and Thorgrim, the Viking warriors, will lure Utgar's forces in to be suddenly charged by the Knights, as well as a newly allied Ullar's Viper army. Sir Dupius and the Templar Knights, at your service. Fascinating. Sir Dupius is named after Heroscape designer Chris Dupius. Is this the one with what happened? His chalice of fortitude is almost there's certainly a riff on the Holy Grail. I choose to believe it's specifically the one from Monty Python. Who are all of these people? Sorry. Yeah, there is like an executive producer guy, Chris Dupius. Hold on. Simply because we found the gold on the right. Oh, okay, not much. That's okay. Hi, Chris Dupius. Why did you give your character like terrible post-traumatic stress disorder? You know what I just said? You know what I just said? It feels a bit weird when I'm talking about a character who is based on a real person, but I don't care. All knights are homosexual, and this one is especially repressed. I think that's fascinating. I think that's fascinating. Sir Gilbert. How many Sirs do we have? The most low res image ever. But I think he's a human. Sir Enrique Alexander adjusts his uniform as he approaches an encampment of beautifully adorned terns. He has always felt the urge to make himself presentable when he enters the camp of the West Tons. Sorry, my hiccups. Something about looking up at the proud lion flying against the azure field of the Winston's banner that makes a man feel the need to show a sort of humility and reverence. Hail, Sir Drake, chorused one of the knights of Weston. You have come to see the progress, have you? I have. How's it looking? Come and see for yourself. He's just finishing now. Drake is ushered into a nearby tent, the inside of which cast a warm glow in the series of lanterns that lighted. A wooden dummy in the corner wearing a stunning breastplate, through of gold and silver, catches Drake's eye. A tall, well-built man steps forward to greet Drake with a hearty handshake. The man grabs onto a wooden staff leaning against the wall of the tent and swings it over in front of Drake. It's not just a staff, but a flag, Weston blue, finely embroidered in gold and white, wearing both the lion crest of Weston and the mark of Yonder. Ah, the new standard. It is wonderful. Yanda will be very pleased. And that will make you Sir. And that will make you Sir Gilbert. Well met. Aww, cuties. Cuties, 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 cuties. I love cuties. I love the cuties. Sir Gilbert was a tall, well-built man with a hearty handshake. Who began with the Knights of Weston, like Jansen's Northern Army, when Sergeant Drake Alexander came to pay him a visit and expect a new banner of for Jander's forces. Right there in the age of annihilation after the collapse of the peace summit, he issued a dispatch on Jandar's behalf, commanding his forces deployed across Valhalla to retreat to Jandar's territories to Nostor and Thailand. As a flag bearer, Sir Gilbert came packaged with the cool baggie we had seen. Let's look at his cool baggie. Awesome. I love the little. What else? Not much. Do we go by the night homosexual rule? You know what? Let's spice it up a bit. Which sexuality gives the best handshakes? What do we think, gang? Which sexuality gives the hardest handshakes? Hmm. I'm winking. A lot of ideas are swarming through my head, and I don't know. You know what? Since part of the idea of him is having mates, I having been mates here and stuff, and he also interacted with Sergeant Drake Alexander, who is transgender. Let's make him also transmask. Why not? Why not? Sir Hawkthorne. Ooh, one of the evil ones. A human, too. Oh yeah, this is the enemy. I forgot. This is the enemy of the other night. I had genuinely fully forgotten. I'm sorry. Sir Hawkthorne's blade cuts deep. When the battle has ended, whose back, whose back will bear the wound? Losing his own petty desires of leading an angry jealousness of his chapter master, a once honorable knight named Sir Hawkthorne opened the gates of the battle fortress and led a basic host to lay slaughter of the noble knights. In Valhalla, Sir Denric vowed to surfacely regain the Knights of Westor's honor, and that the traitorous Black Knight Sir Hawkthorne had dirtied. Sir Hawkthorne was the Gen Con exclusive figure for Gen Con 26, and is a repentant Knight of Weston. Like other exclusive figures, he did not receive a lore bio. However, he is referenced both in Sir Denric's bio as well as the back of a packaging text in his release. So yeah, they are yaoi out, I'm sorry. Sir Hawkthorne keeps a Quasatach Hunter company. It is thing from France. Awesome. After Sir Hawkthorne was originally exclusive to the Genko 2006 release, he was released. Sir Hawkthorne's original name was Sir Christopher, possibly after the Heroscape designer Chris Dupuis, and was reflected as such in Sir Dendrick's bio. However, he was changed to Sir Hawkthorne, likely after the Heroscape designer Jerry Grunge Bob Hawkthorne and Sinrek's bio was updated to reflect this on Heroscape.com. Chris Dupius would rather get a name saving Sir Dupius instead. the the characters that Dupius is referred to are really funny to me because it's like he was going to be like this fucked up evil knight, and then he was like, "Fine, I can be a knight with post stress traumatic disorder instead." Like, okay, awesome, you already figured out. I think he's bisexual. I think he's bisexual, but he's like yaoing out with the other guy. Okay, Snake Eyes. Oh. 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 Oh, I love this. Silent, invisible, deadly. Warrior is not about the ninja commando known as Snake Eyes. His skill and lethal efficiency is without question. His identity and past are both highly classified, and few, if any, know the truth of his origins. Though mysterious to most, he may suffer it with skill and unquestionable loyalty to G.I. Joe. There are whispers that Snake Eyes has some relationship with the Cobra Ninja Storm Shadow. What kind of relationship? Whether the stomachs are true or not, he's one of the few capable of going toe to toe with the Arashikage Master. Oh my god, I love Snake Eyes! Snake Eyes! Snake Eyes! Oh, I love Snake Eyes! Wait! On Earth, Snake Eyes was a mysterious but deadly G.I. Joe operative. And then they were taken by the Dr. Mindbender, we already noticed. Upon arriving in Valhalla, Cobra and G.I. Joe quickly come to blows again. Shortly after this, Dr. Mindbender was successful in bringing Duke and Snake Eyes under Cobra's control. Western Storm Shadow, after this, Duke, Roadblock, Snake Eyes, and a bunch of others were approached by Stranger Drake, Alexander, and Raiden, who welcomed them to Valhalla. Oh, not much other info, but again, what do they mean by a relationship to another Cobra Ninja? Because if they mean like familiar relationship, then obviously I don't want to ship them. But if they just mean relationship, then we'll come back to this character. We'll come back to this character with, oh, I love Snake Eyes. I love Snake Eyes. Oh, I love Snake. We'll come back to Snake Eyes. We'll come back to Snake Eyes. Who's next? Sunren. I feel like we have seen this name before. Oh, we haven't looked at Sonia Wayne. That's right. We haven't looked at like her bio and stuff. We're going to look at her in a bit. Oh. Ooh. Ooh. Sonia is an urban archmage from the world of Faerun, and a central figure in the story of Heroscape. After being sent as the Vicar Ruler's representative on a mission into the swamps, yeah, he was part of the swamp. He's part of the swamp gang. I love the swamp gang. I am endlessly endeared to the swamp gang. Sonden became a fast friend and powerful ally for this group of significant characters. Later in Heroscape Age of Annihilation, Sonden's writings form a large portion of the Heroscape ongoing storyline in Sonden's journal. He's accompanied by his dragon Belsa, who has grown from a small wyrmling in the swarms of marrow figure to a full-fledged mount that his Age of Annihilation figure rides upon. He also adopted a random dragon. That's really nice. Sonnen is one of Sular's most revered champions. The Archmage uses his fighting powers and magical skills coupled with the fangs, claws, and magic of his dragon to win battle after battle. The mystical link between elf and dragon allows the duo to be an unrivaled fighting unit, as the dragon flies down on foes while the Archmage attacks with his magical spells and deadly weapons. Famous and greatly praised for his fighting abilities in the Wars of Nastoron, Soren and his dragon became a natural choice for helping to scout the enchanted swamps. The dragon's swooping attacks leave many foes wounded on the ground. Few enemies know the creature is also capable of healing magic, Soren's dragon is able to help the wounded, even in the midst of battle. Awesome! Let me look at them. Tiny little dragon in this image. And then became a full entire thing. Awesome. Sunland, Rising Tide. The Armage Sunland is one of Ulrar's oldest and most trusted servants. The myriad magics of his homeland, Faerun, are his to command, and the healing powers of his dragon companion, Pelsa, grow stronger as the Valhalla's war-torn years pass them by. The inhabitants of Ulrar's lushly forested domain speak freely of Sonlin's wisdom, dedication, and tenacity. He is a monk who makes friends easily and has few detractors. Sonlin's heart bleeds for Valhalla. He cannot help but love its sweeping landscapes, brave inhabitants, and unknowable secrets. This thought protects him from the bitterness of his exile. See, the poison in Ulrar has become paranoid. Since the poisoning, Hurrar has become paranoid, mistrusting, and letting out that even his oldest friends, yet even as he departs, vanish to rot in solitude, Sonya's love for Hurrar endures. Love? 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 It is quite unfortunate that the Archmage has made so many friends during his travels. It is quite fortunate, sorry, I read as unfortunate. Without the strength of Hurrar's army to support him, Sonya will be terribly vulnerable. Even the pirates coalesce to avoid weathering the war alone. Good then that clever Shiori remembers him fondly from the travels on the Marrow Swamp, and puts her skill at espionage to use on his plan. All pieces fall into place along the way, as the Owl's many allies are brought into the fold. There is too much love in Wharton Valhalla to let it fall. If Valkyrie cannot save themselves, then mortals must rise to the challenge. Oh, I love this guy! I love this guy! I love this guy! Oh, I love Sonnen. There's an immediate head account that doesn't have anything to do with society at all. I like to think that Sonnen and Shiori have a sort of father-daughter relationship. I think they are like very cute together, like he trains her and stuff. I think it will be really cute. I love the found family trope. I love the found family trope. This is so fun. Sorry, I'm steaming so hard. You cannot see it, but I'm steaming so hard. Oh. Oh. Okay, let's look at this thing. Sonden, Quintela, and Yorwood. Fun. Sonden Swarm. Conservative son ever. Let's get the additional info first. Soren is one of Heroscape creators Craig Van Ness' 5 favorite units, and was named after the Heroscaper designer Chris Nelson. Ooh. In the unused first draft script for his Heroscape new movie, it means his name was potentially going to be Trading. Soren was among the figures originally designed by a group of community members, blah blah blah. On August 12, 2022, a teaser was posted in the Avalon Hill Discord with the following concept art and a tagline. Wow, those baby dragons grow up really fast, don't they? Sunless 2.0 figure featuring him riding on a grown-up dragon was later revealed as was a stretch goal for the campaign. Fun! Fun, 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 fun! I think this guy is done with his map. So I'm going to look up Heroscape gameplay again and I'm going to put on another run video. Thank you, Guy, for accompanying us in learning this stuff. This was the video I put on, by the way, in case someone wants to watch like an actual gameplay. I may actually watch it just to like see how gameplay of this game works. Can the GI Joes beat the Cobras? Let's see. Well, I mean, we are actually not going to see because you're just going to have it on the corner as other stuff happens. But still, hi, two white boys. You're going to be in the corner now. Okay. Now, Oh my god, you realize they have like a G.I. Joe cute little TV thing. Oh, that's awesome. These guys are awesome. Anyway, let's read the story of Sonnen. Sonnen may have helped the Order of the Crimson Sigil defend Princess Quintella Gwyn and the dire stone she carried against the outside of. He was part of the wolves! We haven't seen the wolves in a bit! When he was summoned by Urlar to Valhalla, among with his dragon warming Versa. He and Versa will be present at the Great Castle of Urlar as Tormund, Konkan, and Kelta came to invite Urlar to join the alliance against Utgar. Okay, awesome. I want to read the part where he goes on his own mission that we skipped with Shiori. Like, I think it's the Age of Annihilation stuff. Yeah, because this is the part of the swamp. This is where the found family is built. But I want to look at the bit here. The years after the last High Council of the Archive, Sunday was chosen alongside Tammin the Hunter to represent the Valkyrie General Ural in the proceedings of a peace summit in Downstorm. Nightirine and Herursine represented Yandar, Hatamoto Taro and his retained foreigner, Queen Quirion for Vidar, Sinitrax, blah blah blah, the Marshal Raiding for Udgar. The peace summit collapsed due to mistrust between generals, and Brain praised on Rebna for a string of poison wellsprings. After the fall of the peace summit, he lamented the age of war to come for Valhalla and began scribbling Sonlen's journal. The Valkyrie ruler, ravaged by the effects of the pirates' wellspring poison, became increasingly paranoid and exiled Sonlen from his lands. However, Sonlen continued to foster a fondness for Ular, and Sonlen's friendship with Ular's army as well as other allies enabled him to continue fighting for Valhalla's future. Shiori puts her espionage skills to work under his plans. Shiori wrote to Sonlen detailing that she had followed the pirates out of Vile Cove and out to sea, stowing away aboard Bokburna's ship. Yay, Bokburna mentioned the Viper's Blood. She made ultimatum in which the pirates received messages from an unknown master via enchanted glass bottles bearing maps and instructions, and he sent him one of the bottles containing all plans to poison Akira's wellspring in Tikala. Sonia confirmed that the glass was enchanted and always returned to the same location if tossed into sea. He wished Shiori to return to shore safe and undrowned. He also detailed the rising conflict in Ular's territory, particularly with that glass seeking only to defend Ular's fortresses, while Siamara and Mierki found more opportunity in the wake of the peace summit. Soren made his way to the Athenaeum of Lore, a library where arcane information and historical records were presented in magical runes on stone and deciphered with the library's stone lectern. Although he sought answers that might lead to a cure for the poison, he thought a battle had broken out between a group of Akira's wizards researching the site and Assyrians claiming it for themselves. He lamented that the pillars themselves were destroyed during battle, eliminating his hopes of research there. He wrote this to Arel and Shiori. If this is how Valhalla treats the records of its own rulers, who will preserve those stories? We outcasts brought here from distant wars to die. Who will even know that we existed? Will everyone remember us in the age to come? I kind of want to put on a song, but I can't due to the way that this stuff works. Oh, Sunlen. If you have not seen Twisted the Story of a Royal Vizier by Starkid, you have to watch it. This is my if you are watching entire hour long, like 2 hour long videos about the sexuality of these characters, you have to watch Twisted. It is it is one of the greatest musicals ever made. Like genuinely so good. And there is a song that I think fits Sunland somewhat. Okay, not long after, Sunland received a letter from the wizard Ewashia delivered via Onshu, informing him that her attempt to devise a cure for the poison had been unsuccessful. She asked him to gather Alucia, a Dryan wizard who had also been summoned by Urar, and seek out Rakshot, a necromancer summoned by Rebna. We know Rakshot! Rakshot mentioned! I love you, Rakshot! You're so cool! Yeah. Guy jumpscare. I don't know what that is. The host Alexis, expertise with dark magic, would offer some sort of insight into the cure. He received another letter from Shiori informing him that she had in disguise joined the crew of the Voidwing, led by Captain Biffy Aboni, including Kirian Bane and Doran, and gone with them across a frostbitten fjord from Lord into Nostraland, with the intent to poison one of Yandar's wellsprings. However, the attempt had been waylaid by Loviatak, who stole the poison for herself with the intent to use it for her own purposes. She was confused about Loviatak's presence, so that they ought to keep a closer eye on the doings of one of Udgar's favorite followers. Yeah, no, you're fucked. I just remember what she is. Yeah, no, you're fucked. After meeting with Harushia, Soren takes Sonshu and the elder wizards in reaches of Rakshot, making his way towards Herobas in Anut, where Ravna's diplomats were last seen. While proceeding to Anut, they come across a battlefield of derelict swordboards where Soren, riding in on versus Black, spied a familiar wreckage. No, Mayor Q10! Later that night, he met camp with Harushia, Onshu, and Belsan, rather than to Shiori explaining what had happened. He mentioned that in the tradition of his people, they would have put lights in the bolts of cities' wayland trains and sung warning songs for a fallen friend. But there is no ceremony to offer in Nan's waste. Imagine that he hopes the group of five friends could still be reunited someday. Oh. They make me so emotional. Look! Look, Snake Eyes! Snake Eyes is so we went along with Harushi and Nonshu, but finally meet Rakshod in Ravna's tunnels beneath Anund. Although they were initially threatened by Triaxis and her Scorlight guards, Rakshod was willing to hear what the Archmage had come to say, and in the end agreed to assist the Washia in crafting a cure for the potion. Harushia, Onshu, and Rakshod returned to help Ewashia with the cure at the hidden font, but not before Harushia sanctioned Solen as the merits of trying as to the merits of trying to restore Q11. But he still did it anyway. After this, Solen was turned to one because of the promotional material and bitter to have been airdropped by the newly arrived Valkyrie, General Bolarak. Soren arrived at Queen Clyrion's camp and asked her to aid revealing Q11. Clerion complied, but warning that he should not get his hopes up that his friend will ever be truly returned. He was interrupted in his journaling when Q11 woke guns blaze. Oh, Q11. Someone convinced Mayor Q11 to desist in his fear goal of destroying organic life as per his setting combined directives, and instead was able to forge a friendship with his newly made Sorborg, and directed towards exterminating Dutgard. However, Major Q11 went immediately on this quest, marching south and walking into a tense situation unfolding in a mournful manner between would-be loaders and Queen Clyrion's wars. In the resulting firefight, Solen noted that Q11 might have shown mercy to a combatant. Oh, Q11. I love Q11. Q11. I love Major Q10, Q11. Can we call him Major Q101? Can we call him Major Q101? After the battle, Sonnen inquired to Kirion as to why Vidar's manor was without its own wards, and she showed him the abandoned interior, and revealed to him that she has not seen Vidar in years, and that she suspects several of his inner circle still receive orders from wherever he has gone. Soren hypnotized Revna might know something. Hypothesized Revna might know something about the movements of Vidar. If needed, he can go deeper into the tunnels beneath Anut. Look, roadblock. Later, Soren wrote a letter to Sergeant Drake Alexander explaining that he, Shiori, and Major Q11, by the way, Major Q10 died, but Major Q11 is back, had reunited, as that they had witnessed the beginning of remnants of Sorrow on Udgar's forces in the foothills of the Kyrian Mountains at the Pools of Sorrow. During the conflict, they had taken Raylan and Lobby attack to find that the duo had split away from the conflict, apparently fought and incapacitated Kimoshi with one of her own amulets. Okay, yeah, this is stuff we know. After they had gathered with Drake to camp for the night, okay, this is when Raiden came back and talked with them and said like, oh yeah, I'm betraying him on purpose, don't worry. After this, he will receive a message via the Effectatron, the droid from space, and make haste quickly to Queen Kirion's side on the shores of Anud, where a host of purple-scaled fish-like folk had come bearing weapons and were shouting in a language Kirion did not understand. But they have a Sonen's translation magic. Oh! So Sonnen is probably the reason why all of these people can understand each other. They were able to discern that this Guerra had risen to make war on the surface as a result for Kerrigan's destruction of their habitat, and Kirion ordered them alliance against Anun's foes. Raiden suddenly would receive a letter from Ewashia, asking him on behalf of the Council of Three and wizards to seek out a comfrey plant in the depths of the Dorget swamps, where the nearly extinct herb was last documented. He was able to recover a sample from her, writing back to inform her of Utgar's defeat at Heroscape with Oviatak, as well as his reunion with Shiori, Sergeant Drake, and Major Q11. Oh. He also includes a list of which Barker and West Screams will require the antidote, to best of his knowledge. Oh, I love this group of friends. I love it when people are friends, and I love it when friends are friends. I love it when friends are friends. 10 days later, Sonnet received a letter from Rayleigh, informing him that she had returned home to Nestorland and reunited with Yandar, and that she was brokering an alliance between Robiatak's newly claimed forces of Utgar and Yandar's troops. She commended him on his poison curing effort and asked for his help in facing down whatever final move the Crimson Fleet was planning. Yeah, that's right. We don't know what the fuck the Crimson Fleet is doing. I have to say that I really like the Crimson Fleet, but I actually don't know what they're doing. The caterpillar is moving. Yay. Soren returned to Ekstrom with Harushi and a cure for the Wellspring potion. But at the Myriad Cauldron was intercepted by the agents of Ural and Randok Vipers. Why would not let him return to Ekstrom? He engaged in a brief non-lethal combat with them before returning to Urar's castle, where he found Urar's forces receptive to giving him the cure. Harushi and Jotun were forced to hold Urar down as he took it, but Urar quickly recovered. In the following days, they made out, and he revoked Soren's exile from Ekstrom, and on hearing that Soren had worked closely with Akira's wizards to cure him, extended an offer of alliance to Akira, forming the Verdant Pact. However, with news from Tamin the Hunter indicating that a massive threat in the water was being moved by the pirates, Soren quickly asked Shiori and Major Q11 to join him at Ura's fortress, intending to meet pirates endgame head on. So I assume the pirate thing is going to be seen in a future story, if it ever comes. That's my current theory. Oh, I love this gang. I love these characters, guys. I love these characters. I love the gang. I love the gang. I love the gang. It is kind of funny. Like, this is a group of Sayer Drake Alexander, a bisexual transgender man, Mayor Q10, a non-binary robot who is attracted to men, Shiori. I already forgot what sexuality I gave Shiori. And what sexuality did I give Shiori? I just saw her today, and did I forget to give her one? I don't. I don't. I don't remember. And Raiden, who I made a transgender Aroes woman, and he is like a gay man. Like, beautiful gang of characters. No, seriously, what sexuality did I give Shiori? I genuinely don't remember. Did I forget to give her one? Hold on, let me look at her bio again. I may have, honest to God, forgotten to give her one. I don't remember. Guys, I have bad memory. If I honestly forgot, if I had said something before, go with the thing I said before. But if I honest to God forgot, I'm going with. Hmm. No, I think I had honestly forgotten because I genuinely don't remember anything. I'm going to go with demigender, and I'm figuring out her sexuality. I'm very sure about the demigender here, but I'm trying to figure out her sexuality. You know what? Lesbian. So this is a transgender man, a non-binary robot, a lesbian, a narrow-ace transgender woman, and a gay man. Like beautiful gang of characters. Anyway, now that we saw one of the nicest people ever, we're going to look at Sonia Essenwain, one of the most evil characters ever. There she is. Lady Essenwain has also her alliance and her right to Cypren and Cypren alone. She is powerful, especially in the presence of Cypren. She's able to soar over the heads of her enemies and ignore terrain that will impede normal troops. She drains the lifeblood of opposing foes to hear her own battle rules. Woodgar has come to rely on the Essenwain when he wants to win and conquer, especially for strategic positions in the many battlefields of Valhalla. Sonia has proven herself as a skilled warrior. Her powerful blade wields a wall of steel that is effective defensively as it is on attack. On Faerun, Sonia Essenwain was the eternal partner of the undead vampire lord Cyprian Essenwain. Oh, girl, do you know that your man is, you know, do you know that your man is, here during the Age of Annihilation, Cyprian Essenwain will be assassinated by the ninja Isamu on the command of Utgard. After Utgard's apparent demise and lobby attacks takeover, Sonia captured Isamu and visited him on the dungeon where she kept him. She explained her displeasure at Cyprian's death and bound Isamu to eternal undernight in her service as punishment. Do not speak of me or loyalty, ninja. My husband was many things. Gay, but also arrogant, maybe to ambitions. Still, I wouldn't expect you to understand the loyalty it takes to hold a dynasty together for centuries. However, I know how to teach you. Fuck yes. I was expecting her to be more part of the main story, but that's okay. She's. I think she is bisexual. No, you know what? She is still a lesbian. This is just like an insane comp head relationship that she has going on with him. That's my headcanon. Oh, she's awesome, honestly. I really like the Essen wins, despite everything. I think they're cool. Okay, Spartacus? Like Spartacus from Lazy Town? Ooh, another human man. Another human gladiator man. Let's go. A fully armored man stands on a hillside, silhouetted against the setting sun. Deafening chants of 100,000 voices called out his name. Captured as a slave, trained as a gladiator, the warrior now fights, leading his fellow man against the throes of servitude. The mass falls silent as the man slowly, purposefully steps forward, drawing his sword with his right hand, and begins crashing it against the shield on his left. The thunderous sound echoes through the entire Roman Empire. The crowd pounds the same rhythmic beat as their voices amplify, scream the name of the one man that fears nothing. Spartacus! Hell yeah! I love Spartacus. Under the Roman Empire, Spartacus was a gladiator with the support of the people and a leader of the Spartacus was a Thracian gladiator who, along with Syracuse and others, was one of the major leaders in the third. This is another one. Yeah, historically leader of the same name. Spartacus was a Thracian gladiator who, along with Syracuse and others, was one of the major leaders in the Third Servile War, a major slave and gladiator uprising against the Roman Republic. The plot was betrayed, but about 7 men seized kitchen implements, fought their way free from the gladiator school, and seized several wagons on gladiator and weapons and armor. The escaped slaves defeated a small force sent after them, plundered the region surrounding Capua, recruited many other slaves into their ranks, and eventually retired to a more defensible position on Mount Vesuvius. Awesome! Hmm. I'm thinking, thinking. Straight, supportive. Supportive, but doesn't know what a gay person is. Bisexual. Storm Shadow. Whoa. Is this the one that knows Snake Eyes? Yes. Oh, I hope to God it's not later revealed that they're brothers. But for now, I am Fujoshin out. Well, no, what's the name when you are a man and you're into yaoi? I forgot. I don't know. I don't care. I'm Fujoshin out. These two are making out violently. Okay. Storm Shadow can trace his ancestry back through centuries of ninja assassin. He is the last grandmaster of the Arashikage clan, and one of the most dangerous ninjas in the world. Originally known as Thomas Arashikage, he suffered a personal tragedy that led him to lend his lethal skills to Cobra, despite his personal sense of honor. With Storm Shadow serving as a Cobra Commander bodyguard, a few can touch the ruthless warlord. Any would try, a quickly went by Storm Shadow screaming weirdly in technique. Honor Thomas Arashikage was a ninja grandmaster who suffered a personal tragedy. I'm sad that they don't say what the personal tragedy was exactly. There is some insults in trade between Cobra Commander, Dr. Mindbender, and Serpentor. The Crimson Twins return to the potential nearly. Iron Dick Viserot, speaking a warm welcome on behalf of the Valkyrie Rebna. Oh no, they're working with that guy. Oh no. Oh no. The future of Valhalla is bleak as fuck. The most evil people ever are getting together and forming alliances, and that's terrifying to me. But anyway, yeah, this guy, gay, absolutely, these two like men. I think this one also likes woman. I like to think that the personal tragedy was some stuff like, I don't know, divorce. Not that his wife died, a divorce specifically. But they are now making out violently. It's okay. It's okay, guys. Love. Do you think love can bloom even off the battlefield? Okay, who I got lost. Okay, Subagna. We're so close, now, guys. We only have the T and the U and the B and the blah, blah, blah. We are so close. T is the last one that is kind of long, but like we are almost done with the S. I may take a break after this just to eat, but we're going to see. Subagna. Have I already looked at Subagna? I feel like I've looked at Subagna before. Cool as fuck. Tiswaru High Lord's command of the battlefield is supreme. His mere presence on the field inspires even mindless Maraudrons to become bolder and more effective. Once on his skeletal dragon, Subagna can survey his surroundings in an instant and fly to wherever his daunting presence is required. There's no way to understand his Tismaru's devious behavior. He may be inclined to stand back and control the field from the rear, or swoop into battle, or reiterate that stand on his way. Yeah, he works with Utgar, obviamente. Sorry, obviously. No, actually, I'm not sorry, obviamente. He or she defeated Utgar Fortress. Whoever sent Drake will not meet Subok until later. So the dragon, free against the battlefields. Yeah, insane character. So he's Marrow, right? Yeah, he's Marrow. We already know the answer, guys. Our Marrow are ROAs with a focus on queer platonic relationships. Where have I heard of Subagna actually? I want to remember properly. I cannot just skip the history part. I'm kind of surprised that he doesn't die or is defeated or anything. Like, he was written by Vidars arriving Solborg and led by Major Q10. He doesn't even know that Q11 died. Subagna was featured in an episode of popular TV show Psych. The figure was shown in the first season, episode 8, Sean versus the Red Phantom, in the bedroom of the character Malone Bayfrog. Awesome. He made a cameo on another piece of media. Awesome. You think after this I'm going to go for food? I'm going to pause the recording for a bit and eat. But we don't worry, we will finish this today. If I don't finish this today, I'm going to fucking cry. This is one of the undead queens. Awesome. So Emma is an undead queen from the world of Faerun. Once a deadly nemesis who required the likes of Kosumet and Morsbane's mother, Marhana the Vanisher, to exile her. She was summoned to Valhalla by the Barkair Vidar, where she would begin a new reign of terror. In the Citadel era, she was appointed by the Obra Covenant to be the warden of the Citadel, overseeing their explorations of the abandoned city. She has. Let's look at the story first. Unfairness to the power as a queen was feared, probably an alliance between the Darker Kosumed and the Elven Bannister Marha to exile her from the world. She will be weakened and mysteriously banished, having been summoned by the Barker Vidar to Valhalla. More than 10 years after her summoning, Sudema was appointed as warden of the Citadel of the Umber Covenant, guarding the ancient city deep into the marking beneath Valhalla. Sudema's name continues to rank in his Heroscape anagram, spelling Medusa. Yeah, we know who Medusa is, don't worry. You'll have to. Only Fairy's mightiest warrior survived her deadly stare. She was last seen over 20 years ago, when Cosmo the Dark Lord and Marhara, a mighty female elf vanisher, formed an unlikely alliance to exile Sudema from Faerun. Cosmo later turned on Marha during the battle, but she lived long enough to leave Sudema weak and powerless. Marhana's only son, Morsbane, continued her quest for peace. Sudema was not heard from again until now. Oh, I think I remember now. Morbid was the one that I made transgender, right? Yeah, I said that this guy was transgender and he was going to have like a cool thing going on, like a fight with this guy, with this girl. Yeah, I remember now. I remember. Her reputation has reached these days, so the Max is a vital emissary between the forces of her own Barkair, Vidar, and those of the necromancers Barkair Repna. She has also been appointed warden of the Citadel. Hmm. I'm thinking. I'm thinking. I'm we can think it. Straight knows what gay people are and is neutral to them. Doesn't know what transgender people are, which is a plus for the one transgender guy. You can kill her. It's okay. Sujoa. We only have Sujoa and Sibarris, guys. We only have Sujoa and Sibarris left, guys. We are so close. Sujoa, that's of life. That's straight up just a fly. Oh my god. The beautiful princess of the moon. Oh my god, is she part of the words? So yeah, do you think we are the first to ever be down here? The princess posed the question to the tiny butterfly buzzing about her head. Butterflies are aggressive to little younger bugs with favorite stings. They are considered pests to most and kitty, but this one is a friend. The princess once set out sweets for the little guy, and it has been her companion ever since. Oh. Oh, oh, oh. The girl moves forward through chamber after chamber of the mysterious caves. So you tell me that we are not the first to be down here after us. So Joa, look at this. This is beautiful. The versus is a genius sonata to the end of the series chain. Her fresh crossed emeralds on her delicate neck. Let's go this way. Oh wow, look at that water. It's such a pretty shade of blue. Look how it sparkles. I'm going to taste it. Oh no. Gustus down, cups the crystal water cleans and drinks. Hehe, take us all the way down. Suddenly the just princess moves with the also the green food. Oh, what's this? These runes are written here, but I can't tell what they say. This is a word touch to the left hand, raises subject. Then, appeared by a weird, not worthy of her own, she drops her torch and presses both hands against the one. It's a different set of runes. A blue glow fills the room, radiating forth from the sparkling pool. Images race through the young girl's mind, visions of faraway lands and strange peoples. You have to cut me off, making like it never happened like we were nothing. The yellow amulet around the girl's neck begins to radiate an intense light. She turns around and faces the pool of water. An ancient knowledge floods her mind. Her pupils roll black in her head, and her feet leap off the ground without a single flap of her wings. Then the light fades and the girl grows to her knees. The princess wakes. She reaches out from her discarded torch and holds it up in front of her. Hee! Screeching, she throws her torch a second time. Then, with a sudden calm knowing, she picks it up again. Suya! You're so big! Oh, Biggest fly companion! She was an insectoid pest called a butterfly, native to the sons of Tikala. I found a young princess of the moon tribe named Akira. Wait, this is the pet of Akira! Ooh. Oh, we now know Akira origin. Awesome. Wait. Look at this little fly. I love this little fly. I don't think they know enough of sexuality and gender to count for this, but I love them. Oh, I want a Suhua. I want Suhua. I wish Suhua was real and I could keep them as a pet. Oh, oh, oh. Okay, final one for today. Sibaris. I think we have looked at this one before. Or mentioned before. Sibaris is an elven archer from Faerun. Was present in the original Heroscape Lies of the Vampire Master set. He has remained a fan favorite for over 20 years of Heroscape and received a second figure. Okay. I have to be careful. Like, oh, this guy is a fan favorite. I'm in danger. Sibaris hails from the forest planet of Faerun, where he was the finest archer in its recorded history. He posed a formidable threat to Urar's foes, though he may be his own worst enemy as well. Urar's welcoming gift to Sibaris was the enchanted bow of Ular, which is remarkable range and unlimited supply of arrows. To the power of his magical bow, Sibaris adds his own dead-on accuracy to pick off enemies with alarming speed. Yet for all his mastery, Sibaris has an Achilles heel. He must struggle against arrogance, recklessness, and a dangerous tendency to compromise his safety while showing off for his fellow warriors. Oh, oh, I know you. I know you very well. I know this type of character very well. What do we have left? Not much. As light returns to his eyes, Sibaris sees Halusha towering above him. I told you, boy, I cannot be bested by a single combatant. Who was Halusha again? Oh, I remember. Told you, boy, I cannot be tested by a single combatant. Harusha says. Your thorns may sting, but with my chan at my side, they are easily removed. Sibaris feels the heat draining from his body, his entire side soaked with sweat and blood. Yet the whisper's boasting rekindles a flickering anger in the elf's heart. Some challenge, Sibaris retorts, forcing breath into his lungs. coding better warriors into your game and relying on your little beard to keep yourself standing. He braces himself for the end, but Harushia softens. What I am trying to teach you, boy, is that you cannot win battles alone. I have Chana to restore me. Your kinsman's sonlet has Belsa to protect him. You may be mighty, but it is folly to wage war on yourself by yourself. Chana hops to the dying elf and begins a new song. Her notes flow with a golden warmth, searing the wound, knitting flesh and skins together in a sunlight glow. She pauses, letting Harusha continue his lecture. You have potential, boy. You are the first challenger, brave enough to face me. As he speaks towards his knees and traces an outline of an arm in the dirt near Siravi's rounded shoulder. From that mark, a sapling rises, its tips baking into a bone-like structure before rapidly growing into a living appendage. I give you this gift as a reward for your courage, as a reminder of your arrogance. Heed my lesson. You are but one arrow. It will take a body to survive the days ahead. As the Dryan and Synth wing depart, Sivaris rises to his feet, steadied by his new arm. Rage still simmers within him as he considers the wizard's words. Then, slowly, his mind settles. Amidst the watching trees, Sivaris swears a solemn vow. He will become a body unto himself. Oh, oh, I know this type of character very well. He's fucked. Oh, I know he's a fan favorite. I can imagine how fun he is. While a failure in the Seven Age, Ibarra threw several arrows at Croc. Croc was about to clip him with the second side of his sword. So when Sibaris was summoned into Ular by Valhalla, by Ular into Valhalla, Croc was summoned by Utgard not long after. Sibaris later resumed his duel with Croc in Valhalla, in a rich battle between Yandar and Ular's forces. He was present in the Great Castle during the rest of Valhalla. Sibaris believes in himself to a fault. That's his dialogue. Oh, I think that's Sergeant Drake. Sibaris, back off and keep moving. Get some distance, or you can trust your own, or you can trust your own thoughts. I'm not afraid of him. I can drop two men before my enemy knows the fight has begun. We can take them. Let's go. No, you're not thinking straight. You're being gay. With Sergeant Drake and Nakita agents, but his arrogance got the best of him, prompting him to pick a fight with the passing Negoxa and Marrow warriors. Sergeant Drake led them through the nearby cave of shadows, hoping to find safety in Conken's castle. Sibarrais insisted on stopping halfway through to try and confront Negoxa's forces. He was shot by a Barrow warrior and pulled by his friends through the remaining caverns. When they reached the other side of the cavern, Sibarrais was shot to find the castle under siege. Stupid, 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 stupid. Ready the time leading up to the Age of Annihilation, Sibaris will undergo a combat challenge from the Dragon Wizard Halusha and lose his arms in addition to the Halusha having channeled the Wind made him like a new pair of arms. So, and commended him for being the first to. But he told him, like, don't fight alone. Sibaris took away from this, however, that he must become stronger by himself and become a body unto his own. Stupid, 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 stupid. Like several figures of Rise of Valkyrie and onwards, Sivaris may be partially inspired by pop culture tropes of the time, such as the notable Elven Archer who was got popular in 2003. He cringes at the thought of Death Worker too. Does he know of the 9000? Sivaris describes himself as a Tirkian elf. The difference between these and other kinds of elves is unknown. This man is so pansexual bard, it's not even funny. Well, not a bard. He is an archer, but you get what I mean. Pansexual bard is not a class of D&D, it is a trope. And this is him. Oh, Sibarris, you are going to die painfully one day. Okay, I'm going to take a break. I'm just going to pause. And when I'm back, we will finish all of them. And we're going to finally be done with Heroscape. I'll be right back. Alright, we are back, everybody. Don't look at that time code. Don't pay attention to it. I accidentally left the gameplay running while I was doing stuff, so I had to go back. I don't remember where we left off. but that's okay. Um. Oh, what was I gonna say? Oh, yeah, I had some soda. I ate food. I am refreshed. And if everything goes well, we should be able to finish this right now. Let's go look at the T characters. Mm, I am so I gotta be so honest. I have been like fantasizing about the weird fucked up version in the of this of Heroscape that I have in my head. Like I have been thinking of like head canons and like interactions with characters and stuff. I've been thinking of like like Sergeant Duke, Sergeant Drake, and fucking Ryldin. Like Ryldin having a right transition and finding out that Sergeant Drake was, like he's like, oh, according to the disguise that he's doing, like a woman pretending to be a man, and she asks him like, oh, well, are you like a man whose body simply doesn't align with their gender? Or are you a woman pretending to be a man? And Sergeant Drake is like, I don't know. And then she's like, "Okay, don't worry. We can like if you ever decide that you want to change your appearance so you don't have to hide anymore, you can tell me and I can get like I don't know someone to help you like oh what was her name after that? The one that started with the J. I forgot already. You guys know. You guys know. As and then he gets top surgery through that. Like I think it will be fun. Anyway, there you're the Kairi warrior. Why is there not an image? Oh, there they are. There is a Kairi warrior who was a chief member of the Valkyrie Sudgar forces in the early days of his rise on Valhalla, whose strength was forged in a deadly gladiatorial match where he was the only survivor of 83 fighters. Oh my god. As Utgar's general, he led armies to destroy Valhalla's villages in sudden attacks and murdered Raidin's father, Jargard. Yeah, like the hold on, what was the name of the person rating followed again? I am so bad with names. Yandar. Yeah, like I think Yandar has the powers to transition people. That's my belief. Anyway, setting her on a lifelong path of the death of revenge against him and Utgar. He is the father of Loviatak, who ultimately overthrew Utgar. Nice. Hold on. Yep. Yep. Okay, I remember stuff now. I remember things now. Lograr had a gladiatorial contest, developed the three worthy warriors against each other, and lasted a full 2 days. In the end, only one warrior was left standing, the mighty Taylor. From his savagery, strength, and stamina, Taylor was rewarded with a drink from a wellspring. On the battlefield, Taylor's natural military superiority extends to all those who fight nearby. Awesome. Go away. Taylor, Secrets of the Citadel. When Taylor first drew Blade, it was in the ritual of strength. Abortus Ratos was set loose to face him in the Coliseum of his ancestor, deep in the Kyrian peaks, and when he plunged his blade into its side, he became a Kyrie warrior. He drew his blade again when his daughter was born, and drew it across both of their palms so that their bond would be forged in blood. She did not scream, even then. Leviathan was always strong. I love Leviathan. He drew his blade when 83 Kairi stood in the Coliseum, hoping to become the right hand of the Valkyrie Rutger. When Taylor sheathed his blade 2 days later, only he remained standing. He drew his blade when he had a legion of Utgar orcs to storm the village of Stechevan and slaughter the Crimson Wind Kiri, who lived there. He cut down the Kiri warrior Jargard all day, although he barely remembers it. Just one more face, one more dying scream, one more vengeful child left behind. He drew his blade the day the marrow which Kemoshi finally crawled out of his skull and put back into a body of her own. And with it, he shattered the amulet she had placed around his neck. He drew his blade to meet Loviatak's axe when she led Utgar's enemies against him, and betrayed all Tyler that had ever fought for. Although he would have preferred the warrior's death that day. Instead, he was asked to become an advisor in her new alliance. Today he draws his flaming blade, and the crowd roars. A blood red dawn rises on Midson Soul's arena, and warriors from Yandar's and Utgar's rank have gathered to prove who is strong enough to survive in this new age. Some to draw their blades today draw them for the first time, and just like the ritual restraint taught him, he will teach them how to be strong. Damn. Damn. His father, Loviatai, had a reputation in her own Utgar's army for her savagery. Damn! This made me realize how much of a fucking savage Loviatak is. Like in a good way. Oh my god. Damn! She's. Can I say. Really Sarways. Why is she not loading? Hey, where did she go? Rainy Sarways, would I think they can like partially Yuri out. Like it's a non-romantic nor sexual Yuri in out, but it's still like a Yuri out, you know? And I think that's beautiful. I think this guy is straight, super supportive of his lesbian daughter. Super supporting. Like he doesn't care if you like men or woman. He just cares if you know how to fight. Terror's flying taxonomist phrase will take living engagement attacks when flying. Terror does in fact have stealth flying. I will not take living attacks when he flies. Okay, so he's cracked then. He's cracked and he's cracked. The Heroscape designer Jerry Houghton, for whom Sir Horton is the name, posted a picture to Facebook of an early Taylor model he had made when the figure was still on place testing. Let me look at him. Ooh. And currently he looks like. Sorry, I just I just saw him. I haven't been looking at him. I just saw him. Robbie, is your dad single? Is your dad single? Okay, that's the. Let's look at the OG figure again. Sorry. Thanking for moving. I ran across my old list version of Taylor from before Wave 1 was released. I think I just glued Hero Quest Gargoyle wings on a D&D half giant and painted him red. I am fascinated by how Heroscape came to be. This is something I have to ask later. Like, to figure out how it was because like a lot of this was just like very simple. Like it seems like it was done by like just by the way it's described, it feels like it was done by like a few guys in a backyard. But like and it's like oh it has fucking tie-ins with D&D, the most well-known RPG game of all time, and the fucking marble. So what's up with that? Okay, Takanawa Kaiga. Ooh, horse. Cool as fuck. It's the burden of the historian to sift fact from legend, to pluck out each polished grain of truth and set it carefully aside, bit by bit, piece by piece. They form a picture of the past. Only then is it proper to probe each one's findings. Concerning the blood curse blade, a few grains are all I can discern. Despite many years of research, it is said that the sword has had many bearers, each one chosen by the blade itself. But I can verify only a few. The story begins in the early years of Toyotomi Hideyoshi's reign, in a tiny village in the Aomori prefecture. Little more than a half dozen huts clinging to the side of the mountain like stubborn barnacles. The local blacksmith was restrained by trust he trusted most, and in a terrible rage he plucked a sword from the forge with his bare hands and quenched it in the blood of his betrayers. Of the smithy, of the smithy, Nothing remains save a patch of soot-stained dirt and blackened embrace. No one dare speaks the smith's name, and no one will breathe anew on that charred earth. Years later, a katana with a blood-red blade surfaced in Kyoto, in the hands of a running cow, Demon Blade, whose cruelty and depravity shocked even his own men. Wait, we know Demon Blade, don't we? Yeah, we know Demon Blade from Otonashi. Yeah, we know this character, whose cruelty and depravity shocked even his own men. The blade itself seemed to thirst for blood, and with it he carved a sword through the underworld and brought the city to its knees. Finally, the Imperial Regent dispatched an elite unit of samurai to the city. Led by Takanawa Kaiga, they smashed the syndicate and grabbed the sword, though most of the samurai perished in the fight. Kaiga himself was the next to bear the blade, and by all accounts it drank well his care. He wielded it through the Konoha region, to the Konoha rebellion, appearing like a man possessed. He personally slew 2 dozen men at the gates of Konoha Castle before coming under fire from a squad of rebel arquebusiers. When the heavy smoke cleared, Taiga was gone. Damn, he got taken to Valhalla Rape. Though I have scoured the records of the battle and interviewed many survivors, the traitors there, near Takanawa Kaiga, nor the blade, ever appeared again. So we already know what happened. Not much other information, but fucking fascinating. Like, I don't even know. Like, so little is known about this character by definition that I feel like trying to guess a sexuality wouldn't do him justice, you know? I'm going to try and guess anyway. Hmm, I'm thinking. You know what? This guy is straight. The Demon Blade is pansexual. Tandros Kriel. The next one is Thanos. Tandros Kriel. Ooh, human, I think. Yeah, human from Toril. Thanos Kriel was a human fighter from the Dungeons and Dragons portion of the commune. I'm pointing a gun at you. One of the heroes in the battle for Underdark Master said, Thanos killed with the Great Sword is marked only by his bravery on the battlefield. He stands against the forces of evil with great confidence, allowing no enemy to slip past his guard. How much history do we have? So we have so by Einar to Valhalla. He embarked in the river and Sun Shadow, Anna Caritot, and Dara Cambershard to Blacksakar, an entrance into Valhalla's Underdark. The group clashed with Jotun, who had been assigned to guard it by Atraga, and Atraga offered the group his board of Witherbow for the trouble. Okay. Do we remember? We remember, I remember this one. Okay, yep, I have figured it out. Wow, Atlaga is like from a while back. Atlaga is the beautiful butch, the beautiful hihim butch lesbian. Does anyone remember? Like, it's been a long time. It's been such a long time. Hmm. I don't know. Like, there's zero information, so I feel like I shouldn't cop out and say like, oh, they're part of the D&D portion because like there is somewhat bits of lore. I still don't know what to assign him to be. Hmm. I think dark energy, come to me and tell me what sexuality this character has, please. Hmm. Let me read that little bio again. This is going to be. I don't know. Yeah. Are we okay if I take out the wheel again? It will be the last time we use the wheel. I promise. I promise it will be the first time we use the wheel. I promise it will be the last time we use the wheel. Please, just spare me. Spare me, please. Okay, well, first of all, bear is in a sexuality. Second of all, he is very clearly not a bear. He's probably hairy, but you have to be hairy and fat. Like, very clearly not a bear. He can be into bears, though. A gender and into bears. Why the hell not? I'm just going to open Thanos just in case, but if it's like the purple fuck, I'm going to fucking. Yep, it's a purple fuck. You can just play as Thanos. That's kind of fucking insane to me. Okay, we are halfway through the teeth characters. After this, it's only just a few other ones, and then we are done. We're so close. Terracus, that's a horse. I think that's a horse. Yup. On a cold night under the dual moons of harvest, flies an elven princess atop a grieve mound. With a great urgency in her voice, the elf maid leans forward, laying a cheek on the feathered neck of her steed and pressing, "Faster, faster, Terracus!" Their errand is of the most importance, for the fate of Alpharion hangs in the balance. Terracus is disciplined and brave, a tribute to his proud race. His greatest strength is the swiftness of his flight, even while bearing a rider. It was for this lighting pace that the Elven Council chose Terracus to carry the Elven Princess Quintelagwyn to their perilous mission. Despite this swiftness, however, they were both doomed to failure. Oh, they died by the wolves. Yeah, they died by the wolves. Hmm. Hmm. Do we think they are strong enough? Where they are smart enough to know sexuality? Horse with homosexual tendencies. I see it. I see it in my mind. Targeting the Viking champion. Please don't be part of the. Oh, thank God. They're not part of the D&D portion of the game. Let's go. All right. Not so aggressive as his brother Finn. We started off strong by a character I don't remember. Oh, I remember now. I remember my genocides. I remember my genocides. Yeah. Not so aggressive as his brother Finn. Sorry, how warm is my laptop right now? Very warm. Okay, too bad. Not so aggressive as his brother Finn. Thorgrim is more thoughtful, almost a poet warrior. He has a keen eye for an opponent's weakness and a penchant for perfectionism, always adjusting his warband, crossing gaps, realigning his forces. Thorgrim's loyal followers have come to trust his instincts as a natural tactician. Like his brother Finn, Thorgrim received an enchanted weapon from his benefactor Yandel, the Shield of Gerda. With this shield, Thorgrim is able to project a force field that protects both himself and Arhubador beside him. Thorgrim rebooks his father in the animated commercial. Fascinating. On Earth, Thorgrim and his brother Finn led to turn big Viking warriors. War with a group of Vikings called the Dreadgoose. When the Dreadgoose, led by Ulrich and his son Valguard, laid siege to Finn's castle, Thorgrim. Okay, yeah. Oh, they knew the young Viking warrior who died. No additional info. Hmm. He gives me bisexual vibes. I will not be able to tell you why. Just bisexual. I believe in my soul. I believe in just in my soul. Tormund. Let's see. Ooh. Oh. Oh. That's Santa Claus. Wait. 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 Cover the mob slot. Sorry. He has been over 70 years since Stormwood last drank from a wellspring, and yet the nightmares persist. In time, he sees himself as a young Kiri, kneeling beside the frigid waters of the Tarn of Forsugna, cupping his hands to drink a draught that will change Valhalla's fate forever. He sees the wellspring tainted, with crimson poison spraying across the surface, a wolf, jaws dripping, ruby-eyed serpents breathing through his dreams, Valhalla's vast and encroaching doom. When he wakes, he prepares for his final day on Valhalla. By the time he's done, the Valkyrie will not suffer him to live. He has already sacrificed everything else. His eye, yeah, you're right. His eye, his family, and his host's friendships had all been taken by war. He has lived long enough to watch Valhalla burn and to see his former friends corrupted by the waters he discovered. If they will not end this war on their own, then he will end it for them. And history will thank him. He dons his coat, his armor, his amulet, and strides onto the deck of the Golden Flame. Many of the Earth Warders in the Widow's fleet will never have trusted a former Valkyrie to care for their interests or secure their passage home, but they carried out his written plans over the months of their mission. And now have received a final wave of enchanted bottles with his last orders. Distract and keep a white bird of the golden flame. The fleet drifts away from his flagship, but the ruby-eyed vipers printed on the side of the vapor's blood gave him pause. When he dreamed of drinking from a tainted spring just bloody, was it a vision of the wellspring's corrupting power, or the poison he would one day supply? He is out of time to ponder. After a lifetime of strain, today he were ascending to the full power of a Valkyrie one last time, to send the Off-Door warders home, and destroy the wellsprings once and for all. Oh my god, he wants to kill everyone. Oh, here's the reason. Here's the reason the pirates were doing all that. Thormund comes with a secondary boss fight card and three golden command markers. Yeah, it's not the point of his character is to stop him. Thormund is the author of Thormund's funerals. I wonder. Thormund's name was Senavik, and Thormund's trademark weapon is a warhammer. He is the narrator of both the Age of Annihilation announcement trailer and a full 20-minute Age of Annihilation lore video. There's lore videos! Ooh. Okay, I have to watch this later. Yeah, I'm going to watch this later. Roman's intervening directly into war was originally intended back in Age of Annihilation manga. Oh my god. Okay, yeah. What sexuality do we want to give to the big bad of this adventure? Mm. Please be into men, please be into men, please be into men, please be. I forgive you. No. Um. Gay, but he doesn't have time for all that. That's my headcanon. Tiraxis Dragon. Ooh. Ooh. I think this is someone that fights for the Bee Queen. Also, the score diet are tightly organized. Each hatchling is assessed as they grow, and assigned a role that usually suits both their abilities and needs of the hive. Some tend to the Rina bug cattle, some maintain the toners, but many of the bug folk become soldiers. Firaxis was highly praised, even among the prestigious warrior caste. She was assigned her own Rina bug, entrusted with its care, and elevated to the rank of dragoon. Alongside her fellow elites, Firaxis was tasked with guarding the toners while the queen and her people hibernated. That is the last she remembers of her home, standing at her post, watching. Then came a horrible, all-consuming sound. Then nothing. A heart shattering bellows of rage echo across Valhalla without end. Somehow, even in this distant land, she will find her revenge for the cowardly slaughter of her hive. I love the lesbian bees. They're actually ants, but to me they're more like bees. I love them. I love the lesbian insects. I love them. Ooh, look at her. Oh, she's awesome. NASA forces to the rescue. Defending forces, which included a Queen Kyrion, Agent Karen, were failing to hold back the pirate invaders night on the shore. Yeah. Tyrax's Dragoon was among the figures originally designed by the group of community, okay? It's possible that. Sorry, I was caught for something. Anyway, it's possible that Traxxas Dragoon may only be available unpainted. First as a promotional figure at the local game store events, and then for retail sale on Renegade's website. Oh damn, that's that's fine. Honestly, figure painting seems like a fun hobby, but it will also drive me insane. Because if I make even the smallest of mistakes, I'm going to fucking lose it. Torkurna. I have an ice cream sandwich by the way with me right now. It makes me happy. Did you know? Ice cream is real and you can eat it. Mm. Hmm. Oh, they're writing something. Is this a mar? Marrow. You already know the assigned sexuality of marrows, but let's figure out everything else. Hmm. In the depths of the uncharted swamp, giant predators hunt and devour each other in a never-ending cycle of life and death. Those deadly giants stampede in terror, catching the scent of the marrow high lord. Torhulna. Hmm. Silently searching the misty layer of underground. The High Lord leaders rides. The High Lord leader rides on the back of a formidable-looking giant marrow. A lesser marrow mentally controlled by Torkurna. Oh, this is the king of all that. Mm, mm. Sorry, this ice cream sandwich is delicious. Anyway, when a monstrous speeds, Torkurna routinely and ruthlessly orders its mount to crush enemies. The Akankin Marrow, normally mindless servants, suddenly become clever and even more deadly as the High Lord mentally orders them to mass attack enemy troops. Ooh, fascinating. Delicious ice cream. In the heat of battle, as the learning about Marrow slaughtering enemies really opens my appetite. Yummy. In the heat of battle, as the giant Marrow rips and slashes his way through the enemy, the awesome power of the giant Marrow reveals itself. As the enemy thinks that victory over Torkurna is imminent, the giant Marrow rises up and begins eating the Marden Nar groups that have been gathering. Enemies watch, dazed and filled with new fear, as the wounds of the giant Marrow instantly heal. Oh my god, they have oh no. Oh no. That's dire. Wait, that's dire if you're a Marrow enemy. Okay, we don't know if they're native to Valhalla or if they were summoned. So come the Marrow Hive at Sualtiaca, with his teeth managing to slam Sergeant Drake and possibly even break his ribs. Yeah. Yeah. That this guy has sadly been killed already. That's okay. Damn. I love the Marrows. I think the Marrows are like my favorite original species from all this. Like, just fascinating lore. Thorin. Tornak. Please. Okay, a bit of a description. Wait, what is this? They're riding a raptor. They're an orc riding a raptor. That's awesome. As just a reader on the Word of Growth, Torda has earned the respect of allies and enemies alike on the war-torn battlefields of Valhalla. As with all orc leaders, Tornag is fierce, tricky, unpredictable, and mean. Never above fighting dirty to win a battle. Torg's aggressive battlefield tactics never fail to whip his troops into a frenzy and spur them on to even more vicious attacks and even greater violence against their enemies. No additional info, no frequently asked questions. On Grung, Tornak was a lesser leader compared to his peers like Grimnag, who get to ride larger dinosaurs. He was summoned to Valhalla by Utgard. It's kind of insane when like the lesser leader that we have going on rides a fucking raptor and that's considered as lesser. After the capture of Raylan, he was praising why Kimushi contemplated Utgar's mysterious new recruit in one of his fortresses, and Subakna became aware of the incoming rescue party. In the ensuing fight, he clashed with Sergeant Drake Alexander, Thor, Thorgrim the Viking champion, the Airborne Elite, the Tarn Viking warriors, and Johnny Shotgun Surigan. He would have narrowly dodged a blast fire from Mimgring, being ridden by a mind shackled Raylan. Okay. Hmm. A North riding a raptor. Hold on. This one got. I love that every time like someone records themselves playing Heroscape, it's like the average low resolution footage. Those are two leader That's a man. Their two little his friend, his other friend. Fascinating gameplay we have come across. Awesome. His name is Sir Heroscape. Awesome. I love this. Honestly, if I was a kid and I got to play this, I would be so happy and excited. I would be so excited. Okay, anyway. Tornak is. Let me take a better look at them. Let's see if we have a picture. Oh. Hmm. Tornak is. Hmm. I don't know why, but I feel like straight. Raptor is a lesbian though. Turbakra. We are done with the T characters. We are so close. We only have like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We have 12 characters left. Guys, we have 12 characters left. Are you guys so excited? Are you guys so excited? Turbakra. Oh. Turbak Ra was a Marrow overlord releasing Web 9 Blackrock Siege Heroes of the Moon Tribe. As the spell came out after the Wizard of the Coast acquisition of Heroscape and subsequent subject updates, Turbak Ra's bio was written by then Heroscape writer Colby Dodge. Never released to the public, no! Oh, he looks so cool. According to the Heroscape writer of the time, Colby Dodge, there was a evolved Marrow from the future Angor intended for Turbak Ra and the Dividers. Oh, this would have been so interesting if he was written. We already know his sexuality, like I have been giving all the Marrow the same sexuality due to the high mind aspect. But oh, look at that design! Look at that terrified face, just like fascinating. Oh, I am yearning. I am yearning for Turbakra. Please, writers of Heroscape, if you are watching this video, please tell me and only me the lore of all the characters that you didn't release. Please, I need this. Urginesh. Let me plug in my computer just so it doesn't jump scare me. Damn, why do I have so many Discord notifications? I'm not checking them, but like, why? What's going on? What the fuck? Sorry, I like. Hmm. I gotta be sure for real. I haven't suspected that maybe my laptop's battery is inflating, but I genuinely don't know if it's just my anxiety or like a genuine concern I should have. I genuinely don't know. Like maybe after I finish recording all this, I'm going to like open the laptop to see the battery just in case. Okay, Urginesh. Ooh, riding a Pegasus. Bright moonlight flashes off the end of an emerald star, throwing green sparks of light dancing in the elf's eyes. Urginesh, eldest and leader of the nine. Sorry, I'm still stressed out about the battery, and I'm like looking at the place that I think is inflating, and I can't tell if it's actually inflating or not. Vinesh, eldest and leader of the nine, Link smiles with his companion below and shows them what he sees from his wing mount. They use this vision to find their way through the tangled wood at great speed. The order of the Crimson Seer races with their might to aid the Princess Kinetella, and they're going to die. These are the wolf people. All of these people die. Hmm. Pansexual. And dead. Backward. Boarding. Okay, hold on. Before I start reading, I want to look at them because whoa, damn. Backward. Born in blood and raised on war, the vicious battle leader of the Red Ghouls was rescued and brought to Valhalla by Einar to serve in his quest for control of the Weir Springs. On Earth, Vargord fought alongside his father Ulrich, raiding and pillaging with the terrifying Dread Ghouls. When Finn's castle was under siege, his brother Thorgrim challenged Vargord in simple combat. Thorgrim found Vargord to be too fierce of an opponent, and it was only when a tumbling boulder pinned and crushed Vargord's shield arm that Thorgrim could escape. Einar transported the injured warrior to Valhalla, and Ulrich, thinking his son's dead, began his campaign to eradicate the Tarn Vikings and their leaders, Thorgrim and Finn. It was on Valhalla that Varward had the alien lizard magically attached by Turnipia to replace his lost arm. The arm gives Varward superhuman stamina and a loss for blood in battle. Yum! Stop sending me Discord notifications. Damn. Damn. A fun fact section on the website would explain the reason Varward provides benefits to the Tarn Viking warriors, his mortal enemies, is that his presence fills them with thoughts on revenge. Varward will not be there as Warrior summoned to Valhalla. Oh. Mm. Hmm. Let me think. Straight, but the arm is bisexual. Venok Warlord. Oh. Whoa. Even though the Venoks are largely an intelligent species, there are some who have developed true intelligence. The Venok Warlord, a superspecies of Viper, has developed enough brain power to speak, work out battle tactics, and lead his scouts effectively on the battlefield. In the company of his scouts, the Venok Warlord enhances the relentless frenzied attacks. Oh. Here's the thing, this is not one specific one. This is like a few of them. Now, want to receive more backstory in an online listing of Heroscape.com. Fun facts. The weapons that the Venok Vipers wield are actually the talons from their Ordo oppressors, an advanced bird-like species called the Raptorians. The Raptorians controlled the Vipers on Mars for many years before they eventually staged a revolt. It was led by a Venok warlord and devised by his protectors. Oh no, okay, Venok warlord is like a specific guy. The Armok Vipers. The Venok Vipers now carry two Raptorian Talons in each hand as a reminder that Vipers are never powerless. Fascinating. Bisexual. I don't know why. Just have to leave me. We are skipping Venom. He's gay. We already know this. We're not the Bramble Tooth. Ooh, wait, look at the design. Oh, when Bruno was young, he spied on the Drian from afar with his best friend Hirusha, too afraid to be seen. But in all his childhood games, we and Hirusha were Drian together, waving sticks instead of enchanted staves and pretending the wind respond to their call. And when Hirusha was chosen by Arborias to become a Drian, Bruno was overjoyed. His tour was surely coming soon, and they would guide the forest together as friends. The seasons passed, and Bruno was forgotten by Arborias and his old friend Hirusha alike. Hirusha had no time to play anymore. He had a grove to protect. Bruno was alone, and anger consuming him like a wildfire. He turned outward, against passing beasts and travelers, and wandered aimlessly until the day he met Shot. The Lord of Beasts was terrifying, hovering over the forest floor with a long staff and a palm stretch. Well, she offered Bruno was an opportunity to prove himself. Even if Bruno was not a Dryan, he could still serve Arborias. Everyone will see Bruno's true potential. Even Hirusha, Bruno thought. Even Hirusha would see me. Bruno gained confidence amidst Haluchot's court of beasts, commanding ferocious respect with each Skordire ripped in half by his lashing thorns. But still Hirusha never emerged from the high walls of his grove. One night, a Skordire spitter set chemical fire that raced through the trees, and the rest of Haluchot's army galloped away through the blaze. Bruno took hold of a flaming branch. The fire that sparked at the end of it was the same as the one that burned in him. He carried it to a wall of thorns that Hirusha had grown around his grove and hid it into the tangle. And he watched as the flames climbed high into the grove before he finally fled billowing through the hills. Because he was not a saber after all. Perhaps he was wicked. Perhaps Arborias had always known it. No! Yeah, I remember this one. No! Bro, no, no. Ronaldo Umbertus was among the figures originally designed, okay. Definitely straight. Well, at least attracted to women. Okay, wait, no. I forgot Hirushia is a man. I forgot. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember. I remember now. I remember my innocence now. Yeah, no, this guy is gay. They're so gay. What are the next 16? Ooh. Stop opening this little tab on the side. I don't care. Ooh. Systems are a race of living machines programmed to conquer and take over territory, fast becoming one of the deadliest killers in Utgar's army. Warden 816 is unique in his skills and leadership ability. Without emotion, he directs troops into battle. Expecting those he commands to obey his every order, the Solberg leader is infamous for driving his armies into combat with unusual speed. Their momentum comes more from fear of Warden 816 than from a desire to fight. Armed with the massively powerful Eviscerex, Warden 816 terrifies nearby enemies, annihilating them with the force of his weapon. Okay, so he has no personality. It seems like he's just a robot. Yeah, I think they don't really have like a personality exactly, which is fascinating. Like again, we have like Warden Q10 who straight up just looks like a full-on robot, non-human at all, and has like a direct personality. And then we have this guy, zero personality, looks like a human. Fascinating. Fascinating. If I had to pick a sexuality, a romantic bisexual. Victor Mandertok Harrigan. We are so close. We only have 5 characters left. Oh, little furry! Is that a squirrel? That's the worst way you have probably heard someone pronounce squirrel before. Oh, that's a squirrel. That's a squirrel right there. The line between fact and legend blurs where Tuck Harrigan is concerned. Some say he single-handedly rescued the Chancellor on no fewer than 3 occasions. Others claim he captured 2 enemy ornithopters in the same battle. At least one less than scrupulous publication claimed he could dodge bullets. In other ways except the literal, Doug Harrigan was a larger-than-life figure on Noxdorma. As far as the Synodon hegemony is concerned, the truth of Harrigan's exploits matter less than what he symbolizes, the triumph of the state over its enemies and the skies themselves. Doug will never admit that he misses the attention, the celebrity status, even the PR tours from his lives on Noxdorma, though in truth he had grown used to it. And these border access give him supply with access to the latest gadgets. Who he would just have to get up to some more of his trademark heroics and build his reputation anew. Oh, so pansexual. I don't know why I said it like that. It just came to me in a dream. I think he's absolutely pansexual. Let's see. Then he had a secretary. He had a secretary or loved one, Abel. During this time, he offers to go home into compact, little with someone. What about his lover, Arabelle? I choose to believe Arabelle is non-binary. Fascinating character. Like, that's literally just a guy. Oh, 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 oh. Okay, what's Saga? 10 points now that this is Amarro. Yay! Amarro Dragon! Wait the video. Okay. Amarro Dragon! The murky swamp planet Mars teems with alien life. Its species is locked in a constant struggle for survival. From rot and decay, from the putrid slime beneath that world's watery surface, comes a strange new form of life. Born from death, the Marrow are soulless killers. They seek always to spread their infection, choking out other life. The Marrow are gene splicers. They've engineered themselves into a superspecies. They grow organic weapons and they fuse their organic bodies with refined ore, making themselves into weapons. They produce beings with such supernatural intelligence that they can invade the minds of other living organisms and bring them under their control, by genetically engineering others of their race to be mindless pawns. One of the great successes of the Marrow's recombinant technology is the building of the Hive Lords. These superorganisms have few genetic quirks in all of known worlds. Osaga, genetically constructed to mimic the traits of the Marrow's Viper enemies, is one such success. Oh, I see what's going on. Ooh, I love this one. Oh, she her. The packaging for Akira's alliance mistakenly describes Usaga with male pronouns, but she's actually a awesome woman. Awesome Marrow woman. We already know the Marrow is. Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Sanitrax the Vine Weaver. I'm kind of scared of the fact that we are so close to the end. Dragon! Yes! Dragon! Dragon with pretty colors. Pretty intersex black colors. The Grey Golden Warrior Senitrax reveals herself to the Peace Summit through a twirl of vines and leaves. The regal bearing of her head indicates of the gathered representatives that she was accustomed to respect on her homeworld of Boreas. Here in Valhalla, however, she steals on behalf of the Valkyrie general, Akila. As she roams across the gathering, Reptilian gaze sparkling with core intelligence, her statement is clear without words. Akila holds more power than she has ever revealed, and Senitrax will not hesitate to prove it. Beautiful dragon woman. Beautiful, beautiful dragon woman. Oh. Warrior Senitrax was supposed to respect and esteem. She will be summoned to Valhalla, become one of her most trusted followers. Sure that Akila's wellspring was poisoned by the pirates. Senitrax held an audience with Akila and implored her to tighten security and take defensive measures. Akila existed and allowed Senitrax to travel to represent her at the Peace Summit. Though Senitrax attempted to bargain for peace at the summit, the cycles of the pirates became widespread. Okay, yeah, beautiful and awesome trans femme intersex dragon who is attracted to. She's bisexual. She's bisexual, but only for other dragons. Xiomara the Kairi Warrior. I'm going to actually open all of the ones I have left. Oh! Ooh! Shamara is just the stronger of Ulrar's followers. She's not the swiftest or the most clever. It is her bravery that has never been questioned, and her loyalty that stands out among her battle siblings. As Ulrar's forces fall into disarray without his leadership, many assorted commanders rise to guide the segments of his army. Shamara's amulet proves she is worthy of trust, and her boldness in the face of danger lays the brilliant aggressors among the forest Kiri. She is willing to do what it takes to preserve her tribe's lands, including expanding their borders, should neighbors' tribes prove unworthy allies. She will fight side by side against some orcs in Atlaga. His commanders like Xiamara rose to lead his shattered tribes. Okay, she is also one of the few that replaced. Yeah. Urar's condition worsens daily. May the warring carrying you back to us swiftly. Yeah, she's part of the Urar fiasco. Awesome. I think asexual pan romantic. Asexual pan romantic. He came to me in a dream. Serric, that's a dragon. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The young Icarian's thoughts leap around his mind. He nevertheless plays with the loose skin at the nape of his beloved pet's neck. The 20-pound payload lizard that the boy carries in his arm releases a satisfied growth in its rumbling voice. Gideon Bade is the eldest son of his clan. He stands surrounded by much older men, each of them holding close terranean offerings as they wait for the stone gates to open. Gideon is much too young for the responsibility given him, but with his father sick from a poisonous scragger bite, and his grandfather much too old to make the journey, his clan is left with few options. Vivid descriptions and dozens of epic tales concern the Great Dragon Emperor spring, all at once, into Gideon's memory. His knees begin shaking involuntarily. Emperor Serric is to be loved and feared, Gideon's father explained before sending the boy off. He protects us from wandering dragons who will lead us for sport, if not for hunger. but he requires the very best be offered unto him as at every year's passing. The other men will be carrying precious ore, fine works of art, and all sorts of extravagant foods. Gideon, we have very little, but you must choose from what we do have the gift that you believe the Emperor will find most precious. The stone gates scrape open their massive hinges. A red glow and a blast of heat rush past Gidan as he stands clutching tightly to his pet. The Yarnicarian's muscles freeze tight as he gazes upon the mighty dragon emperor. Never in his short life has he seen a dragon, and this dragon is a god amongst his own kind. Gidan's body tells him he is terrified, but his heart swells with a sense of adoration and love for the grand dragon. He shuffles forward with the others around him. One by one, the bed placed their gifts at the mountain feet of the dragon. Gaiden mimics the others by lifting up his pet Pelioris and then placing it at the dragon's feet. Suddenly, Gidan is struck with the overwhelming feeling that one of Cedric's eyes is upon him. Gidan sneaks lock. He is unable or unwilling to lift his head. A powerful voice speaks and Gidan cannot tell if he's hearing the voice or if the dragon is speaking directly into his mind. What is it you bring before me? The boy manages to speak past the tight throat. Emperor, we have very little to give. My father told me to bring the most precious gift I could. I give you the only thing we own that I hold dear. He was born in the spring. I have named him Riley. Ian's voice cracks as he tries to hold back a sob. I love the lizard. He is the best pay a boy could ask for. I hope that he is so precious to me that he will be precious to you. Please spare my family. He ceases holding back sobs. He lets them rock his body as he tears streams down his soft face. A short silence passes. Then the great dragon speaks again. I am pleased, Gideon bade. I am pleased. Aww. 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 I love this. Einar has summoned himself a dragon. Oh. Ooh, yeah. So yeah, they're creating him specifically to like fill a gap on the market with dragons. That's awesome. I love this guy. Sexuality and gender. Gender. He is a guy. I do think he's a guy. I don't know if he's trans or not. Like a trans guy or just a guy. I think he's always. Even like amongst dragons. Okay. I'm a bit scared that this is the last one. Like it feels important. I hope I love this one. Simply because you know what? I'm already loving this one. Look, it's a little robot. Light flickers in the darkness. A low mechanical hum chases away years worth of stage silence. A glowing skirt of blue fluorescence burns against the shadows. More clicks and whirs sound out. The blue glow moves forward in a staggering motion, leaving a fading trail of phantom light in its path. An experiment failed and abandoned. A soul lay dormant in metal casing, no sparks to consciousness. The fluorescent blue screen changes to a bright red. The red light flashes. The far end of the room ignites in a burning cloud of yellow, red, and black. Walls of sunlight, hidden by a haze of debris, crash in from the outside, spreading light where no light has existed for a very long time. Dark machines march in through the bright gap that they created. The dark ones spot the bright face of the sleeper, now awake. The red light jumps high into the air, a scarlet ghost marking its trail. A brazen incendiary tracer rounds illuminates the air in streaks, dipping from the long gunmetal barrels that are attached to the white and blue frame of the figure with the red face. Each shot fire finds its mark, burning on contact. The evading machines fall, one by one. A new form darkens the makeshift doorway, its massive frame blocking out the light. A rocket screams. An explosion throws the blue and white robot to the ground. The figure in the doorway readies a finishing blow, with sensors suddenly go dark. Its advanced scanners circle the room and report back, with no sign of the resistant blue and white swordwork. Impossible. The robot! The robot! Yes, we get to finish with a robot! Yes! Setacron! Setacron was hunted down and presumably destroyed by the city combine after he was summoned at the last moment by Yandar on Valhalla. Early on the war, Setacron recruited Fritz Gallahan, a Grey carrier who had come to the surface bringing a dire warning about the war springs. Setacron provided a breathing apparatus for Fritz, and intertwined friendship would supply Fritz with the new weapons featuring Omnitron tech. Who the fuck is this? Sorry, did I skip this one? Did I skip this one or something? Who is that? No, they're not a playable character then. Or something. They're in type unique hero. This character is missing from the. We have to have not one character, but two characters at the ending. Awesome! This is awesome! Hey! Heroscape wiki moderators? Why is he not here? Presumably Zetacon will later be deployed south to Tikala. Sorry. The Soviet was supply Freeze with new weapons, including Omnicron Tech. Later on Valhalla, after Stallion Drake lost a duel with Cyprenesse Wayne at the Battle of Stechavan and has his arm injured, Zetacron will be asked by Raging to build him a bionic arm brace. This device had a grapple line built in it, mitigating his need to carry. Ooh. So this guy is very good at healing. Presumably, Zetacron will be later deployed south to Tikala to aid the newly allied Valkyrie Akira, becoming a hero of Quagmire. Okay. Very good at designing. Jose Taco constructs things like bionic arm bases, but one of his hands are large barrel cannons is unknown. He is special. He is smart and so special. I love him so much. Okay, let's read about Freeze so to see if I can ship them. Damn, Fishman. Freeze had been very more than a fry when he first left the ocean behind. A fierce young scholar, both blessed and cursed by the assuredness of youth. When he had presented his findings to the council, they had dismissed his concerns out of hand. But Freeze knew he was right. He had studied the Errant tablet, and its implications were clear. Rediscovery of the Wellsprings would lead to the rediscovery of the Citadel and spell doom for all who call Valhalla home, both above and below the waves. He left the next day. It has been 12 years since Freeze last spoke to a member of his own species. Those he once called friends would hardly recognize the person he has become. Still a scholar, with the heart of a warrior no doubt as well. He had Yandar and his people to thank him for that transformation. The Valkyrie had taken Fritz in unquestioningly and did not push when Fritz insisted that could reveal nothing about his people. That small act of trust won Fritz's royalty. Over the intervening years, as the Valkyrie summoned warriors from distant worlds, Yandal's choices continued to impress Fritz. His commitment to finding a way to send off warders home never wavered, and he had a passion for summoning both valiant fighters and impatient underdogs. For those, Fritz forged a particular bond with the Meridians and the Omnicron Solbergs from Alpha Prime. They strove against impossible odds on their home planet because they knew it was the right thing to do. And they do the same here on Valhalla. No? After all this time, Fritz and his closest friend, Cetracon, lead a small band of Meridian soldiers to the shore. The mission is for Fritz to establish contact with the Gaelic vanguard and that have allied themselves with Vidar. Ideally entertaining his people to peace. However, to freeze, his species and his people stopped being the same some years ago. Yeah, no, they are so in love with each other. Imagine being a robot, which is already like seen as a non-human thing, and like most people aren't interested in interacting with because they're only seen as robots. And imagine being like this, like like this guy who is a literal fish out of water, has not seen a member of his own species in ages, and is like a rebel warrior but still alone. And then you two start making out. Like, yeah, no. Oh, this was such a good send off gift. This is a send off gift from Heroscape. Heroscape knows what I like. Oh, my two gay besties. Yes. Mr. Gregor Scholar. Chris will find himself at home with the Unicron servers. Not much information about him. Chris Callahan is intended to represent a background character in the 2004 Heroscape animated commercial, finally explaining the origins of the seemingly random fish. Maybe that's why he's not in the unique hero category. Maybe people are just very confused by his existence. Oh, oh, this was such a fun journey. This was such a fun experience. I'm being so real with you right now. Like, genuinely so fun. Such a fun, like, interesting world, such interesting lore, such interesting characters, amazing designs. Just, I'm so glad I went on this journey. I'm so glad that it's finally over. But I am so glad that I went on this journey. I'm going to do some stuff of my own, and then I'm going to edit the videos together. And I'm going to see if if my laptop battery is not currently actually trying to explode. I may actually finally toughen up and make some YouTube videos that I've been meaning to make for a very long time. Like, I can make a few playthroughs. I want to make an analysis of the substance. I want to make an analysis of the past Jeff the Killer rewrite. There's a lot of stuff that I have wanted to make and like planned in my mind, but that I never did. And I feel like this genuinely served me as like a little bit of a push. You guys that have been there in the background, Sir Heroscape, thank you for so much for accompanying us too. You and your family there in your little corner. Who else showed up here in this video? Let me look at my history just. Board Hero Valhalla, thank you so much. The Simmeran Scholar, thank you so much. You guys don't know of my existence and are probably never going to see these videos. But writers of Heroscape, thank you so much too for creating them. What was the name of the Wizard of the Coast? Go fuck yourself. I have heard nothing but bad things about you. And oh, thank you, Mod Priest, for recommending me this story. Thanks to everyone who has watched. And thank you to my two alters who had been forced to not front due to the fact that I've been doing this. Thank you so much, everyone. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye. Happy Pride Month. Happy Pride Month. Happy Pride Month, gay people.